go.
Yeah, that was pretty epic, I gotta say.
I got chills. Oh no, my camera. Oh no. What's going on? I'm fixing this, but what's up?
The first thing that happens is you blurred your camera. I mean, I don't know how that happens.
That's called excitement.
Dude, I
I'm so excited. My computer's so excited that it can't handle it either.
look, I got a couple quick things to say. I've been doing so much other stuff, and all I can think about is getting back to here. I
Man, I'm right there with you.
it's I get more enjoyment out of here than I do just about anywhere else. So I'm really glad that we did this tonight.
What's up, Blood Fam? We missed you guys. It's been like a month or two. It is good to see everybody. It's good to stare at your face from across the screen again. As much as I see you, sometimes you think I wouldn't miss you, but I miss arguing with you, and I miss you. This chat right here making my blood pressure rise. It's good to see everybody. It's good to be back. Tonight is nothing serious. It's just a chill stream so we can hang out with you guys. We can fill you in on everything that could be going on, answer any questions you might have of where we've been, all the little details in between, and whatever else you want because, we do this for us, but we also do this for you guys. And without you guys, we wouldn't probably be doing this because we love you so much.
I I gotta say that the most chill thing that I've seen in chat so far is Balin. Buenos dias,
Okay.
amigos. Coming to you on vacay in Belize. I
All
bet
right.
Belize is beautiful.
Listen, just so you guys know, Papa Blood just picked favorites because nobody said anything that wasn't chill.
I
He
just
just
thought that
picked
was
favorites. So
the
if you
most.
want to be mad at anybody today, it's not me because I didn't do anything. But I'm gonna run through real quick, name everybody off, read your comments. Clinton was the first one in here. Nice to see you, Clinton. He said, better be good. I'm missing Buffy the Vampire Slayer for this. Man, if you had to pick between us and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I'm just telling you, you should have probably just kept your TV on because that's a classic. Also, our honorary little one, sports cat in the house, Leo, stranger for 420, says Hude, one of your people in the house. Obviously, your favorite that you just chose on your own, Balin, Angie, and Peter. And for the first real question, Peter said, I only have one question. Has Alex got on the Bud Light bandwagon yet? No, buddy. I'm on the Dr. Pepper bandwagon, and that is where I will stay parked forever.
Yeah, man, that's
I got
a
water
serious
too.
question, right?
I don't know what it is, but he just wants me to drink beer so bad, and I cannot. I just can't handle it.
Man, I
It's
tell you
just,
what,
it's one of them acquired tastes that I have not acquired. And you know what? I always thought when I was little, right? Everyone used to say, it's an acquired taste. It's an acquired taste. And when I was like 6 years old, I did not know what that meant. When they were referring to coffee, not beer. But then as I got older, they said the same thing about beer. I remember my papa was like, "Yeah, you have to acquire it, or you're just gonna hate it." And but so my whole life, the only time anybody ever used that phrase, acquired taste, came with coffee or beer. So I figured if I ever acquired the taste for coffee, that I would also acquire the taste for beer. Like it was the same thing. And that is not true because I love coffee.
the funny thing about beer is that I like beer 10 times more when I'm not eating anything or drinking anything with sugar in it. When I have sugar out of my diet, I love beer and coffee a lot more. It's really strange to say that, but when I'm drinking soda and stuff, I don't like beer at that point in time. I got to be ready for beer. So
The
I
only
was
time I ever drink beer is if it's in a horn. That's like I think the most appropriate time to drink beer.
I could go get the horn.
I don't know where my horn's at because my stuff's half packed, but I also have a horn. Um, He said, "I'm 52 and I haven't acquired a taste for beer. It's nasty." Look, that just gave me hope that I will never acquire it, and I'm okay with that. Also, let's give Leo a round of applause real quick. He has not had alcohol in over 2 months, and especially not a Four Loko, and I'm proud of him because that's disgusting, first of all, and second of all, good job, man.
I don't drink all that often, really.
Not much of a drinker, probably a couple times a year, beer. Okay, so I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. A couple of years ago, I was a freaking wreck. But I think everybody in their early 20s goes through that. But I am so like, I'm not against it. I just don't anymore. I think I got it all out of my system or something. It's a very occasional thing. Drinking is 100% social for me now, and no, I'm not a social person outside of like hanging out with you guys and like working in a casino. I get all the social interaction I need. So if I'm not working and if I'm not in front of a camera hanging out with, either here or on my gaming stuff, I don't really talk to anybody. Like for the most part, it's special occasions. But you know and I'm okay with that, right? Like it's cool because my kidney and livers or whatever probably greatly appreciates that. I'm okay with that now.
Real fast, Pizzle has been a member for 2 months for the blood donors. He put up had blood fam. It didn't show up in our StreamYard chat. And Balin said, Killian's Irish Red is my favorite beer. Give it a try. I went through a phase. I actually like Killian's. I like it on tap more than I do out of the bottle, though.
You know what? So I will say I have never had beer on tap, any kind. I will say that if it comes from any sort of bottle, most drinks I don't like out of a bottle. Like even Dr. Pepper, I don't like. Well, and I've never had a glass bottle Dr. Pepper, but like I love drinks in cans or in on a tap. And so I would be willing to try it one time. Just to mark that off my list to make sure I still feel the way that I do.
I tell you where I found that I like George Killian's Irish Red because that's the way he wrote it. Shipley's, having a Shipley burger in the afternoon on a Saturday, watching a basketball game with a draft mug of Killian's Red.
There's a lot of people in the world that doesn't know where that's at, but
I know, but I
that's
bet Balin knows where Shipley's at. That's the reason why I said it.
I've been told my whole life that I need to go there and eat a burger. That it's one of the best burgers you can eat. And I still to this day have never been there. Oh, this is my pal Cody, and he said Guinness Nitro Tap. I don't. What is a Nitro Tap? Can you or him or any of chat answer that question for me? I've never heard of Nitro Tap.
Me neither. I'm too old for that, I guess.
I love mead, and by the way, it goes great in a horn. Listen, we had one beer out of a horn together, and it was like one of the most bonding father-daughter experiences of my entire life. We were at a music festival, and they were selling beer, and they were selling beer that you could get in a horn that came with the coolest cans I've ever seen. I know you got one right behind you somewhere.
Somewhere.
And Dad said, "You want to drink beer out of a horn?" And I said, "I thought you'd never ask." Like, that was never something I had on my bingo card for him to ever say to me, but I'm glad he did. It changed my life a little bit. It wasn't that good because it got hot so fast because it was like 100 degrees and humid that day. But the first half of it I enjoyed because it was priceless memory. Like, I think that's what made me okay with it to get through over half of it. It was like, this is a core memory in my life.
Awesome.
He
Yeah.
said nitro is smoother than carbonated and doesn't make me feel bloated.
Go down two more.
Nitro gas instead of CO2.
So I've never had it.
I'd be willing to try it, honestly. I've tried
So
just about anything else someone's ever suggested me that's not completely outrageous. So I'd probably be willing to try it. I have to figure out where. If is that like a common thing at bars?
I
Because the
haven't been.
bar I go to is like it's something. It's something. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's like very homey and it's a small town bar. It's not in the town we live in, but it's close enough that I can go there. And I love it. I love it because they have the best food.
Oh yeah, see, you say that about that one, but we've got to make it a point to go watch a game at Shipley's at some point. I mean, I think that's something that we need to put on and do on our list.
I don't even think we have to go. We don't have to have a game to be a reason to go to a bar that has good food.
They got great. It is really good. It's it's one of my favorite places to eat in Madison, but I never used to go because I always had kids. So that was when I stopped going. Is when I had to take my kids everywhere. So
Also, some of the cans are nitro poured into the glass. Wait, I feel like you have a story about some like nitro Pepsi or something. Like,
oh, we did do one of those.
no, I didn't. You and my brother did, but I feel like your story was really funny
I'm trying to
about
remember.
how wrong you did it.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it, but I did it wrong and it tasted horrible.
I just remember you like mentally distraught coming to me. Was like, your brother drinks these like every day, and this is the nastiest thing I have ever had in my life. And then one day you came up to me like you had just like met a I don't know, a spirit or something that spoke to you, like something awoke in your soul, and you were like, I know what happened. I was doing it wrong. I was like, how do you drink a Pepsi wrong? Please enlighten me.
Yeah, I don't even really remember how we did
But
it.
he said you had to like turn it upside down or something.
Yeah, I watched Ethan do it correctly and I did it completely wrong. But that's why it was so bad for me. And Balin, I don't want to guess. I just want to know who could you have bumped into on this in a Speedway gas station in Indy? I have no clue.
I've never tried Nitro Pepsi, by the way. I just laughed at how he experienced it.
I failed.
Pepsi. I don't need Pepsi. I don't have the pep.
Calvert Cheney? No, or no. Is it Calvert or
Hold on, Dan Dockich. You ever seen? Okay, Balin. You ever seen that dude's Twitter account? Like, you think he's bad in person? Go look at his Twitter.
He is so blunt and takes so much grief for his Twitter account.
He's horrible on there. Like, he just says whatever horrible thing he could think of and just does it. What's up, Don? Nice to see you.
Yeah, brother. Nice to see you. And back to Peter really fast. I've actually I've started watching baseball again because I like all the young guys.
I've been watching a little bit. I'm not diving headfirst into baseball because that's when it starts to disappoint me. But I'm easing back in.
I like Dan too, and that's the reason why I like him. But he just hurts himself on his Twitter account sometimes.
Dude, his Twitter account looks like it's ran by a 16-year-old that has all the teenage angst in the world.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, like, you would not know that was a grown man. I don't follow him, but his stuff always comes up like as suggested stuff. And I'm like, first of all, reading this exact tweet, why would you suggest that to me? But it's funny.
Yeah, he's definitely put himself on the outside looking in, and he's not very politically correct. And he speaks it like he thinks that that's the one reason I'll give him props. But he doesn't. He's lost a lot of fans through his opinions. But hey, it is what it is.
I mean, I guess to be the best version of yourself is to be the most honest version of yourself. But I think there's some better ways to go about it. But good for him, I guess, if he's happy with what he's doing. And he obviously does not care about the grief he receives. So he has no shame And if he's happy at the end of the day, I guess, like, and even if you don't agree with him, like, in some aspect, you have to kind of respect it.
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. At least he says exactly what he feels. He doesn't hold back for political purposes, PC purposes. That part I love.
I like raw honesty to a point.
There's a point in which raw honesty becomes something different, right? When you take it too far.
What's up, John? Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping in with us. It's good to hear from you again. I actually just found out that one of my coworkers, I also did not realize how much older this guy was than I am, because, like, I don't know. I feel like everybody in my department's on the same level unless you're not, like, one way or the other in the age spectrum. But I just assumed he was my age, but he's probably got 10 years on me at least. I found out today that he actually went to IU. He graduated and he went to law school after that or something. But he said that Bob Knight actually taught him some kind of coaching class when he was coaching at IU. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. He's like a diehard IU fan. He's probably just a little younger than you, if I had to guess. Maybe like 5 to 8 years younger than you. At the most. I don't really know how old he is. I just found out that if Bob Knight was coaching him or teaching him while he was in college, he'd had to be up there a little bit past my age.
Yeah, he would be. Bob Knight left Indiana in, I think, 2000. So
Peter North is asking you do you think the Bengals need to sign Zeke? I mean, I can answer that too.
I'm going to say absolutely not. Obviously, we weren't going to do a whole lot of sports tonight, but Cincinnati is going to stick it out with Joe Mixon. So they're going to make that work.
Yeah, until he, like, does some crazy crap again. I think if it came down to the two bigger name free agent running backs to go after, I'd rather have Cook than Zeke on any team, but I do not think Zeke should go to Cincinnati. Also, if he wants that kind of money, he's definitely not going to Cincinnati, because they know exactly what kind of stuff they have to deal with the next couple years with their contracts, and they can't afford whatever his contract was.
Yeah, I honestly, I really thought that he would be a post June 1st cut. I thought he would be gone. They would go with the rookie Chase Brown. I also thought that they would find a way to sign Samaje Perine, but Sean Payton really wanted him on that team. So
he said, Zeke, no. Also, Lindsay is in the house as well. Thanks for stopping in.
Nice to see you, Lindsay.
And your buddy Matt, he said, what are we talking about? Just got on here. We are just hanging out, talking about whatever the time. We were talking about beer and coffee for a good little bit for a minute ago. I hope all is well. I hope all is well with you. It's nice to see you in here. Also, Sportscat's been dying to ask you this. He asked me to ask you, and I told him he had to ask you.
Probably not, because I don't passionately follow college football. The things that we discuss in here, the things that I do in here, is things that I'm very passionate over. And college football is secondary. It's not one of my main vibes.
He said Zeke can still fall over the end zone. He can, but not for as much money as he probably wants. Like, that's what's going to stop him from getting signed in a lot of places, is his price tag.
Yeah, I mean,
like, put it this way: would you rather pay what? I know that DeAndre Hopkins is, free. He's not a contract, but would you rather pay DeAndre Hopkins whatever his salary was, or Ezekiel Elliott whatever his contract was?
I would take
you would take D-Hop no matter the age, no matter what his last 2 years lived. You don't want that contract that Zeke had. You don't want to pay him that kind of money, because he hasn't really proved that he's worth that much money anymore. He had the first year after his contract was good. The rest were mid.
Matt, the question is where do the Pacers pick in the draft?
I know he's visiting with the Pacers this week.
I know that his combine for the NBA was really good. I know that his athleticism was up there. I know he did very well on a lot of the things. I I just hope that he made the right choice. I'm sure he did. I hope he finds a nice niche in the NBA and has a long career because he is a very talented guy. And hopefully he develops an outside shot, and I hope for the best.
Yeah, isn't it crazy how important the outside shot has become to the NBA? Like, if you can't shoot threes, you're pretty much like not starting worthy.
Yeah, I mean, so that makes a five like Trace Jackson Davis. Actually, he's a power four that without the power size that doesn't have a jump shot, and that makes him very limited on what he should be able to do in the modern NBA game. So I find it very tricky for him in the NBA. I really do, just to get playing time.
No, yeah, I know. I mean, I've seen other like studs out of college go into the NBA and just amount to nothing. They're in the G League now after 2 years of being drafted. And it's like, well, I know what you're capable of, but like, and that's still not enough. And it's crazy to me how the NBA works with all of their how they do everything. It's like baseball. Baseball's kind of crazy too. Like you can get drafted and not play for 10 years like but I mean, I hope it works out for him.
He's definitely earned a lot of respect, and he will be drafted, and he will land somewhere. And hopefully he finds a great role player role where he can score 8, 10 points a game, 5 or 6 rebounds, and play 8 to 10 minutes a game. I think that's probably best case scenario for
For at
TJ.
least his first couple years.
Now, if he bulks up a little bit, a little bit
I feel
more,
like everybody starts bulking up after they get there. Like,
yeah,
look at Giannis's rookie year. He was just a giant twig, and now he's huge.
yeah, Angie, 90s NBA was absolutely the time. 80s, late 80s into the 90s was my favorite time in most every sport, honestly.
I wasn't alive in the late 80s and
Obvious.
over half of the 90s. But I wish I was. Like, I always hear people talking about that era of sports, and like, I can't relate. I know about it, but I can't relate because I wasn't there. I mean, I was there, but I was not actually there. I was just,
I was pretty young in the 80s too, for the most part. But when you were a kid in the 80s, if you either played sports or you watched sports, and that's what it really boiled down to. Uh-oh.
why did you say, uh-oh?
I was reading Leo's post.
Oh, yeah. People ask me questions that I don't ever have answers to, and so I said, I'll answer your question. I don't know how to do that. Consult with him.
Oh,
No,
it's
he wants an emoji for himself.
sweet. I will get one.
If you just post it as an open for everyone, that's not for him. That's for everyone.
Oh, I don't know that we can.
Yeah. See,
Let me look into it. Let me see if I can create a special membership level just for you. Let me see if I can do that. And I think that's the only way I can do it.
I don't know any. Oh, he said no, it can be for everyone. I don't understand. I do not understand.
We'll make one.
I mean, no one's gonna understand it. Listen. You got it right there in your profile picture, like right here. You got one everywhere you go.
I mean,
all right, everyone in the chat, raise your hand if you know what a shiny Whalmer is. I just realized that you're not in the chat. I can't see any of your hands in the chat, so you're all lying. John said no. John said no.
so listen, I've got to say that between Alex, myself, and most of the crowd in here, this is probably the most diverse crowd on YouTube.
See, I knew he would know. Okay, you got one. You got one so far, and that doesn't count because he just inserted himself. Sports Cat, you don't know what a shiny whalmer is?
See, that
I think
that
you're
I find
lying.
very difficult to believe.
I think you're lying. I do. You want to know what else I got? When I get my whole setup behind me, check this bad boy out. I haven't unveiled him yet.
Oh, snap.
I'm so excited. I got a steal on this.
I don't have anything to grab.
This is my second brain cell. I have two. One is actually in my brain, and the second one is right here. Oh, you're gonna call me a nerd? He said, "Look, it's blushing." He's mad. He just found out he only has one brain cell. I think everybody in this chat is a nerd because we all love sports, and that's why most of you show up here. And loving sports is nerdy to somebody else. So we're all nerds here. And so you can call me a nerd all you want, Sports Cat, but you're a bigger nerd than I am because you know way more about a lot more sports than I do.
Yeah. I agree with
Negative 100 brain cells. Yeah, and you still manage to know more about a lot of things than I do. So
that.
have you guys been watching baseball this season? I've watched a little bit.
Un poco.
Nerd, no, I may be a geek. What's the difference? I don't really know what the difference is.
I think a geek doesn't classify as somebody with intelligence, though.
Okay, I want to search it.
The difference.
What is the difference between a nerd or geek? Yep, it knew what I was looking for.
Dave. John, to answer your question, I've watched more AAA baseball this year than I have anything because I've been watching Ellie De La Cruz and Matt McLean down at Louisville. And now they're up in the bigs.
Okay, it says a nerd is academically inclined and has a deep knowledge of a particular subject, which that's where I said sports. But it also says a geek is passionate about a specific topic or activity regardless of their academic pursuits.
See?
So a nerd is just a smart geek. You can call
smarter geek.
You can call a smarter geek. Yes.
See, I was actually closer than what I thought.
I was pretty close too. They're not that much different. They're just a couple brain cells in difference. And I only got two, so I know all about just a couple brain cells.
So where does Sports Cat fall in by your best estimation? Is he
he's probably smarter than me, so he's a nerd. He's just younger. The only difference between me and him, like realistically, is life experience. But in terms of knowledge, I think he might have me beat by where I was at 13. So that makes you a nerd, not me. I'm just a silly little silly. Here's a question. Did you know I have to pee? I do now.
Dave, I respect watching single A baseball.
All right, this one's for you.
I see. I don't know the UCF quarterback. I have very little knowledge about the University.
Are you talking about that Williams kid? Or is that USC?
That's USC.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He's a UCF nerd.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know where that place is. I know it's in Florida. I'm assuming Central Florida somewhere.
Alex will be Alex will be
27 at the end of the year. I will be 27 in like 2 weeks.
the quarterback is he related to the Plumlee that plays basketball?
Sports Cat needs a date. Sports Cat's not old enough to date.
Sports Cat is doing about everything he can right now.
USF. Wait. Here
Orlando.
I woke up early this morning to watch. Was that tennis? Is that tennis?
I would hope so.
Anyone else on my nerd level, you don't need to ask WTF that is if you're on my level. I think that's tennis, and no, I didn't get up early for that.
Yes. I don't know. I guessed Orlando.
Happy early birthday, 27 Club. Cheers to that. We're getting old.
Yeah, it's just coming up. Are we going to do a
It's
birthday?
chess? Are you messing with me? All right, Leo is top nerd of the Blood fam. But there is nothing wrong with chess. I actually have a really cool chess set. Fun fact about me. It's made out of glass.
Dude,
and it's like older than me probably.
Did I show you the chess set we got when we were on vacation?
No.
Oh my God.
I forgot that you went on vacation. I've been a busy bean.
It was
Well, go get it. Just go get it. Thank you, Lindsay. Yeah, I got about, math is hard, about 16 days maybe for my birthday. How we feel about Beckham bringing Messi over to Miami? Watching like the popularity of that soccer team and like everything happened because of it was honestly super crazy. But I think it's kind of cool. I think, what was the team he passed on? Saudi Arabia to play here? I mean, he is, if not the, but one of the greatest soccer players of all time and probably one of the greatest athletes of all time. So I think it's pretty cool. Godzilla Japan or Anime Japan? Is that a trick question? But I'm going to say Godzilla Japan? I don't know. Gave up 1.2 billion. I know, that's super crazy. Oh, I didn't know about Barcelona, but I thought I read that it was Saudi Arabia also. Alex, I'll send you a beer bong for your birthday in case you change your mind about beer. Okay. I'm probably not going to, but I will give it a shot one day. Not today, but one day for sure. I'll try to document it just for you, Peter. Also, my sister's in the chat. Everybody say hello to her. And thank you for stopping by. I will go to Godzilla Japan. I love Godzilla. Me too, man. Are you thinking about adding a sports tab for all the sports that do not have an exclusive tab? Did you not? Okay. Anybody that hasn't and would like to join the Discord, the link is in the description. But I told you to give me some time and I was going to but organize and add and subtract some things from the Discord and make it nicer. Just nicer, I guess. I have it pulled up here, and I might work on it when we get off of here, because this one, whenever he gets back down here, he'll have to go in less than an hour. So there's the link to our Discord if you want to join it. But I will make things right. I promise, Sports Cat. Dr. Pepper cream soda is best. I like Dr. Pepper cream soda, but I like the strawberries and cream because it was a fight. It was a fight to get a hands on it, but now it's become more available, and I'm very happy about that. So I have a 12-pack at the house.
I like Dr. Pepper cream soda too.
Dr. Pepper cream soda is very good. It will become a Dr. Pepper bong. I will definitely drink a Dr. Pepper out of that. At least one. Hello, my sister. Yeah, in the Discord, you can go see she posts regular pictures of her pets. I charge a pretty low rate if you want me to organize a Discord for you. Well, how about this? I will organize it to the best of my ability, and if I still don't like it, like I think something's missing, I'll hand you the keys and give you permission to try to fix whatever mistakes that I make. I miss Dr. Pepper Vanilla Float. Me too. That one was a good one. I think you have to have at least one brain cell to be able to type all that out, but I am no expert on the brain. Oh yeah, we do have a book tab, the book club. I've been reading more lately. I just posted about the last book I finished. There's another one I cannot remember. It's called like Vivint. I'll spell it in the chat. I'm pretty sure. Well, actually, I'm gonna make sure that's the right name of the book. Okay, that could be completely wrong. That is wrong. I don't even remember what the book's called, but I know it starts with a V, and that's what I'm gonna read next. Head empty, no thought is true meaning for one brain cell. That is me. That is me. Name 5 active NASCAR drivers of the Chiefs will miss the playoffs. Bubba Wallace.
What
And
kind of question is that?
I literally don't know any other ones. I know older ones because I used to play
Denny
a lot of
Hamlin.
NASCAR. Does he still race? Because that was one that I know.
I'm sure he does. I hate NASCAR now. Just gonna say it with a passion. Bobby.
Tiger Woods.
So I can't.
you just bought it. You just got back from vacation like 2 weeks ago.
So I had it in a spot, and then Jean cleaned and moved it, and she said it was downstairs, and I can't find it. But she's half asleep, and I'm not waking her all the way up. I did not find the chess set, but I did find Das Horn.
Oh my God, it's the horn.
Oh.
Denver up 4 at halftime. Oh, I forgot that was tonight. I was actually going to watch it, but I swear, I don't remember anything after I say I'm going to do it. Next time you think you're dumb, I can promise you are not. I have had the displeasure of trying to train a kid at work. Dumbest person that I've ever met. Listen, I work at a casino. I meet the dumbest person I've ever met every day. Seriously, it's really bad. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck? Yes. A woodchuck would chuck all the wood. There's a cougar in the car. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid. That's pretty much like I think he watched NASCAR more than football, which is understandable because the Bengals were really bad then. There was a small stretch that they were not, but NASCAR filled his interest. NASCAR and college basketball, but I don't remember the last time I watched him watch a NASCAR race.
2004.
I've watched a few races, not intentionally, but sometimes when you're at work and there's 600 TVs around and that's the only thing on them, you catch yourself watching it. I love your background. What's wrong with it? It's a wall. I am authentic. He's hiding behind a green screen.
Yeah, I'm hiding behind a green screen. I can change it. Let's see.
Do you watch hockey? No, not really. I have always wanted to get into hockey, but I have not. Ever. This wall is not black. It is a deception. Hang on. this is going to screw my camera up, but it is bluish, grayish, something. This color. It's a little bit more blue than the hoodie I'm wearing.
Hey, do you want to see the background I used for May the 4th be with you?
Sure. A picture of Darth Vader. You didn't even use the child?
I like
No
green.
hockey, no baseball. We like baseball, but you know what? It's really easy to dislike baseball in this area. Baseball just now started getting exciting again for the first time in 2 years.
I'm not going to lie. My Reds are very exciting because they're very young. I'm just certain that they're going to mess up their progress.
NASCAR's only fun live. Yeah, that's true. We used to have a speedway right down the road, but they closed it. Now there's Amazon trucks there. And actual trucks that they don't have all the parts for to finish to sell them.
Ford.
The Kansas City Royals are. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. They got to be the worst team in baseball right now. You know what? They had a good run in 2015.
I was gonna say the early '80s.
Well, I mean, they won a world championship only 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
That's a good run. And then they turned out just like the Cubs. After the Cubs won a world championship, they haven't done nothing worth mentioning since.
Stranger 420, I agree with that wholeheartedly. He needs to go, and so does David Bell. Before I'll actually fall in love back with the team. 85.
I mean, they need to get, Joey Votto thing figured out. And hopefully all their 600 futures that they agreed in trading away their entire team pans out. So far they've been okay. But, hopefully they actually pan out. And, in 2026, 2027, the Reds might be a team to, that you might be a little worried about. But
I got a great statistic about baseball salaries, and then you're going to love this one. The Cincinnati Reds' entire pitching staff this year is making $12 million, which ranks them behind the 43rd ranked pitcher in Major League Baseball, who's also making over $12 million. So 43 players in Major League Baseball at the pitching position are making more than the Reds' entire pitching staff.
I mean, they're a low market team. We get that. But, small market teams doesn't mean anything. The Rays made it to the championship just a couple years ago, and they've got one of the smallest salaries, right?
Well, they did. I mean, they're up there
it's
now.
probably changed a little bit now when you at least get to the highest point you can get to as a team. You get anything.
So they dismantled a decent pitching staff that would be affordable to where now they've got players that are actually playing decent baseball but are young, and they're going to be in rebuild mode. But this kid, Ellie De La Cruz, is going to be something.
Dude, that home run he crushed the other day, that almost made it out of the park.
Yeah, 400.
It was like 6 feet away from being out of the park.
Yeah, Leo, I agree that money doesn't win rings. I mean, the Dodgers can try to buy it every single year, and so do the Yankees, but they don't win every single year. There's going to be years that they do win.
Build it; they will come.
I was gonna mention tonight that I thought about
Eric?
Hanging out and watching some Reds games in here, just because I've gotten back into watching them a little bit again.
You're gonna curse them.
I haven't watched.
You're gonna curse them. You can't do that.
I've been watching.
Yeah, but going to a live stream, that's the next step. If you want to go to a game, that's one thing. But as soon as you start live streaming, you'll curse them.
I ain't cursing them.
My sister doesn't know a thing about sports, but she knows.
Yeah, but she's still talking about their payroll. James, what's up, brother? Nice to see you.
Wait. What's this say? Have you ever heard of the Sickos Committee? Whoa. Well, you have, so it can't be as bad as it sounds. So what is it, Sports Cat?
How do you curse the Reds? You can't.
I don't believe that the Reds are cursed. I think you know what sports team I believe is cursed, and I'll stand by this. And there might be one or two people in this chat right now that'll get their feelings hurt, but they will understand. The only team right now that I truly believe is cursed is the Indianapolis Colts, and they know what they did.
They created some bad juju with Peyton.
Yeah, one of the greatest to step on the field. He might not have gave them everything they could possibly want, but if you break it down and think about the type of player he was, and if he could have been put in a perfect situation, literally, nobody could beat them, because not every quarterback can win in a perfect situation. So I knew if I didn't add that in there, I was going to get attacked with other stupid stuff that didn't matter. But I'm just saying, if you would have given him at least an offensive line, that dude was ahead of his time, and I will die on that hill. I don't even think the Browns are cursed. I think they're just stupid. Like, honestly, I think they're just stupid.
They make a lot of bad choices.
Yeah, like, you can't fix stupidity. But you can make team-altering decisions and just kick the teeth in of the greatest thing that's happened to your organization and forever be cursed by it. Until they get a quarterback. Now, next up, Anthony Richardson. This is their next try at getting it right and breaking this curse. I don't know that they will, but it's the next step. They've got the new quarterback, the new first-round guy. We'll see how they handle it and see if they can ever break that curse, because they didn't help anything with Andrew Luck. They did the same thing to him essentially until forced him out. And look, right here, if they gave Luck a line, he'd still be playing. That is a fact. He was really good. And I'm also hyped about Anthony Richardson. As long as they do right by him, I think he can develop into something special.
Yeah, that's the question, right?
I will die on that hill. They are the most cursed team in football. At least in football, if we don't go outside of that. How many times the Colts gotten the number one pick? I don't know that answer. But I do know it's been 10 years this year since my team had the number one overall pick. Changing of the guard. Steichen, I believe, from the Eagles. Where did the other the DC go? Where did he go?
Arizona.
That's right. I forgot what's his face. Like fled the country for a while. It's been 84 years. Gonna see a solid offense from Indy. I hope so. I mean, I don't like talking down on them, but they're just cursed. That's not my fault. I supported them until then. And I support them if they start making steps in the right direction.
Okay, Sadie, them's fighting words.
Anything from Indiana is trash, let's be real. I mean, corn's pretty good. Have you ever had corn? Like, come on now. I'll talk down on anything. I'll fight for any cause. Jesus. Literally, corn is like one of the top 10 greatest things of all time. Dave said Sadie is right.
Of course, Dave would agree.
Yeah, well, what else is in Iowa other than corn and casinos? What can you even do there? Like, it's unbelievable to me that people live there. Like, it doesn't even feel like a real state. Cliff, that's his name, Kingsbury.
Yeah. Where did he turn back up?
He came back, but he went to like India or something. Like, he literally left. They were like, they offered him something, and he said, "Nah, I'm not going to." But I think he signed as like an OC, maybe. Did that happen? Am I tripping? Like,
oh, I don't know, because I didn't pay attention to that. I get lost.
Okay, the Field of Dreams is in Iowa. I will give you that. You've named the third thing there is. but that's about it. That's where the line ends.
Dun,
You're tripping. You don't even know, dude. Don't even come at me. You have no idea what we're talking about.
He's the head coach at USC.
I thought he went to college. I
Oh
thought
no,
he got
senior offensive analysis and quarterbacks coach at USC.
I knew he went. I wasn't sure, but I knew that he went down. He took a step down for sure.
Well, he's in a really good program.
I mean, isn't that where he came from?
Texas Tech, I thought.
I thought he come from USC.
No, he was in Texas Tech.
Love you.
Air raid offense.
Oh, that's right, because he was with Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
I do remember now. Cincinnati Reds scored a run, 5-1. Cardinals lead. I think I actually just got a notification about that. I did. Top of the 7th. That's wild. I figured he would just take the year off and get a gig next year. I mean, he probably can get a solid paycheck and be in a good position in college, honestly. And maybe the NFL was too much for him.
Maybe he just bit off more
Maybe
than
he was
could chew.
scared. Maybe he was scared. And that's understandable because things crashed and burned pretty horribly. Especially when you start a season off like 8-0 and then you lose every other game for the rest of the year. Like, every year he's been there has been a weird year. Like, where they looked legit, except for last year. They just were bad. Like, I don't even know if they'll win a single game this year.
I was going to say, I predict them to have the number 1 pick next year.
Where is Ash?
Your cat?
That's what Sadie said.
Oh, I'm tabbed.
She said I would like to see, she said I would like to see the baby.
Ash.
I think they're tanking too. They're gonna go get baby Kyler Murray from USC, groomed by Cliff Kingsbury. Oh, that would be good. That's good.
Loki's upstairs, and
Cardinals
Ash
also have the Texans
in a while.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where Ash is at the moment.
He's probably laying on that blanket on that thing over there.
Nah, Anthony's over there asleep.
Then he's over there sleeping.
He might be. He was over here just a few minutes ago.
Hang on, I'll be right back because my dogs are trying to talk to me right now. I can hear them. So I do not want them to get loud because the whole county would hear.
So Loki decided that he was going to try to eat another dog through the fence. So I had to rebuild the fence over on the other side today, which ruined my whole day. Let's see. Cardinals also have the Texans number 1 pick. Yeah, they're tanking. I have a feeling that they don't. 3 games is a stretch. I don't even think that's a stretch this year. I don't think Kyler Murray. I don't know. I think the Cardinals are in the worst position. Sadia, he is the best boy. He's pretty dang good in the house, but he is very territorial and he does not like animals right now. So that's why we haven't gotten a second dog. Oh yeah, let's see. But anyway, I'm fired up about my Reds. I'm fired up about the players on the team. I know that the front office is going to ruin it. I love the young guys that are playing there right now. I can't wait to see how they develop. If they keep it together, they may have a good next year will be a decent year. Shanksy, that is the plan. I don't think that we were really going to discuss it much today, so I don't know if she wants to talk about it or not.
Jinx!
Whoa, I heard that delay.
No, I just had my volume on my phone so I could hear you in case you talked bad about me.
Oh, no.
Yes, we are going to meet up with Tom in Cincinnati on Sunday. I'm very excited.
Right on, Dave. Hey,
Um,
Dave, tell me what you think about Ellie De La Cruz and Matt McClain, because those are the two guys I'm most hyped about.
he probably can go ahead and tell you that.
I know, but he's going to go watch them and see them in person. Watching baseball players in person is different than watching them on TV.
That's true. I hope he crushes another home run or two. Give him a hug for me too. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm so excited. I don't even know what I'm going to say to him. Ellie seems like a god.
Well, until they figure out how to pitch him. So he's going to do well for a while until they figure out how to pitch him. Hopefully he learns how to adjust, because that's what baseball is. You hope he's 0 for 3?
I hope he's 6 for 6.
Yeah, 6 for 6 would be a good day.
Thanks for the shout out. I mean, I will obviously say thank you. I wouldn't have met most of you in here without him. So he does get another thank you, a person thank you instead of an internet thank you. But I don't know, man. It's just like weird because like he is a real person. You know, he's not just something you watch on the internet. It's not real. I wonder how tall he is.
6 foot.
I don't think he's 6 foot tall. I don't know. I think my favorite video I've watched, and I'm behind like a couple days, is the Buffalo one, watching him jump through that table. That's what I'm saying. That's why we owe a lot to Tom, because half of the people we talk to on here, we wouldn't even know about if it weren't for him.
See, I was a good guess. Clinton says 6 foot.
I'd say 5'10". I wonder if the internet has that. He's getting to be fairly famous.
Oh, I'm sure it
Tom
does.
Grossi height. He's 32. Gender male.
We got a 6'1" put out there, 6'2". Anybody that says that they're 6'1" is probably 5'11", just saying.
I don't know. It doesn't say. It says a lot of stuff about him, but not his height. There's a lot of random stuff about him.
A lot of random stuff.
That was a mistake. I think Tom said 6'1". Oh, maybe he is. He is a Virgo. His nationality is United States. Oh, the Reds are inching a comeback. It's 2-5 now.
They do have the most comebacks this year in Major League Baseball, I think.
You'd be dumb to ever bet the under on them.
Yeah, their pitching sucks.
But I mean, even though they like score a lot of runs usually too. He said his height on a few occasions on Clickbait and GPS. I did know he lived in New York. 6'1". I'll ask him. Let's see if I am not a good judge of height because of how short I am. Everybody's really tall to me. And so 6 foot is not very tall to people, but it's a foot taller than me. So like that's really tall. That's why I think take a ruler. Oh my gosh, I'll bring my tape measure. But like, sit still, Tom, please.
Yeah, if you walked up to Grossi with a ruler in your hand or a tape measure in your hand, what do you think his response is going to be?
He'd be like, "What are you gonna do with that?" Perna's like 5'6". I had a feeling he was small, but like he's that person like you just assume is small. like you have a feeling he's small, but he's actually the tall one of the group. Like that's the vibe I got from him. Brewers are second this year. I mean, they're not as bad as,
they'll still probably end up
Cubs.
winning the division.
The Cubs.
They'll still win the division.
Laugh and question what you're doing. Dude, I was trying to think of something really just different, like weird or funny, I guess. Weird meaning funny to like approach him with. Because I feel like that's what connects him to people is his funny bone. You know, he's a comedian on top of being a YouTuber and being a very smart individual. But like I've been trying to think all week of what weird thing I could do that would be really funny when we meet him. But I have no idea.
You only got a couple days to think about it.
Yeah. I gotta stop thinking so much. I think it's making me slow down a little bit. But I'll think of something. He seems genuine. I think so too. I feel like I don't know. He's having the time of his life right now. Seriously, I saw that he got to like work out in Baltimore with somebody. I haven't, like I said, I'm a couple days behind, so I might finish and catch up today. Would you live or post a video meeting Tom? Maybe like a little bit, but nothing serious. I'm not gonna do a live because doing a live from my phone is a lot to mentally handle. So I'm not gonna do that. But we're obviously gonna get some pictures and stuff because there's gonna be a lot of Bengals fans. They're hosting a Bengals event tomorrow. So I know there's a lot of people gonna be up and fired up about the Bengals tomorrow. It's called like something jungle, something, I don't know. Bengal Jim has been talking about it. But Bengal Jim also promoted this event for Tom, so I know it's going to be a pretty big deal in Cincinnati. Also, did anybody see that Pat McAfee, one of his callers asked him if he was going to come to the Indianapolis stop, and I was like, he said, I would love to do something like that. And the Indianapolis one is on Monday. And I considered driving up there because how cool would it be to meet Pat McAfee, dude?
Pretty dang cool. I gotta say that would be a really interesting conversation.
Where does Tree live? Does he not live in the Pittsburgh area? Because they already went. I thought he already went to Pittsburgh. Maybe he didn't. Maybe I just made that up. I definitely could have. Nuggets up by 10. I really want the Heat to win that series. I'm not going to lie. When he does sports stand-up, yeah, he's hilarious. But in general stand-up, he's okay. Yeah, I've never watched any of his, like, just regular stand-up stuff.
Yeah, I have no knowledge.
I mean, I know he promotes it and stuff, but I just have never checked it out. Pittsburgh is tomorrow. Okay. That'll be cool. I'd drink a Bud Light to that. I think anybody who meets Pat McAfee would drink a Bud Light with them just to do it. But yeah, on Monday, we're going up there Sunday, and so that's going to be awesome. So if any of you guys are near Cincinnati on Sunday and you want to come hang out with us and hang out with Tom, you should definitely do that. But the consideration of going to Indianapolis with the even slight % chance of meeting Pat McAfee seems worth it.
Yeah, fair.
But did you see that video on the Pat McAfee show?
Didn't.
I'll send it to you.
Got it.
Because Tom didn't know about it. Some random caller called into his show and said it, and then it blew up and people started tagging Tom. Like, he didn't know. That was what made it awesome. Will you be doing a Twitch stream tonight? No, because I have to be back to work in less than 12 hours. But while we are on the subject, I guess it is a good time now more than ever to, I guess, talk to you guys about it because you, like I said, you guys hang out with me. I think I have made the decision that I am going to switch everything to YouTube. Everything. I'm kind of done with TikTok, and Twitch is kind of self-destructing right now, and so I all my further live streams will most likely be transferred to my YouTube channel, which in the description of the video I put my gaming channel in the place of where my Twitch link was. So as much as I had fun, I think I'm going to have more fun on YouTube because him and I both are much more familiar with YouTube and Twitch. They're killing themselves, like, honestly. And there's a big uproar going on, and I don't want to be in the middle of when they like shoot themselves in the foot so bad.
It's almost like they're trying to see how people make money there and then prevent you from doing that. It was my take on it.
My take is they're being selfish and they're taking it out on the people that are making them money. Like, that's what it felt like. But listen, I hadn't made my decision fully until today at work. I was talking to one of my coworkers, and he said, "How many Twitch streams do you watch in a day?" And I said, "Maybe one." And he said, "But how much time in the day do you have to watch YouTube videos?" And I said, "All day." And he said, "There's your answer." And I said, "You're right." So that really set it in stone for me that someone much younger than me was like, "You're dumb if you don't follow what you believe in." And I was like, I should have never left YouTube to begin with. I have fun here. Not that I don't have fun on Twitch, but I have a lot more fun here because Twitch is, during the stream is fine, but the outside of it is so hectic and annoying. Like, it's just stupid.
Yeah, I just for my side, when I do stuff, I can't get a view on Twitch anymore, or not Twitch, on TikTok anymore. It seems like it's weighted. I don't know. I can't compete, so I haven't posted there forever.
Yeah, Twitch has been super strict the past couple years unless you're an e-girl. That is a fact. And shout out to the e-girls doing their thing. Or even the e-boys, because they're almost as popular. Good for them. But the majority is not that. When this
Okay.
stream is done, then I will need to go on a Gray Still Plays binge. Well, that sounds fun, I think. I don't know if I've watched them. Twitch is just another site that I go to. And that's something else I thought about. I met all of you guys through here. And I honestly, don't like asking you guys to go somewhere else when you're already here to hang out with. They banned a creator for playing his own music. Is that part of the whole, almost like the sponsor issue they've been trying to work around and like try different things? I don't know. That's crazy. YouTube has lots of other stuff that I already check out, lots of history stuff and serial killer stuff. I watch everything. Look, between sports stuff, between gaming stuff, between things that when I don't know how to do something, I learned how to change a water heater element on YouTube, and I learned how to fix my washing machine on YouTube. And just everything. So YouTube's the go-to. Yes, Discord. Discord is the go. Hopefully, I will learn how to do right by our Discord server and make it better. I've got plans. I just haven't followed through with all of them just about yet. I'm in the works, in the process. Alex signed a 5-year, $65 million contract with YouTube. You're a free agent. I'll sign a 5-year, $65 million contract with anybody. I don't care who it is. YouTube is still not a lot better than Twitch, but I think YouTube will be around a lot longer than Twitch will at the rate Twitch is going. So, even if YouTube's not the best, it is better than a lot of things. Have you noticed my profile picture? I noticed it, but I don't know exactly what it is. I mean, I know it's cars. Is it
It looks like
Hot Wheels?
Daytona.
Yeah, is that Hot Wheels at the Daytona track? Because I can barely see it. So anytime I buy something new and need instructions, I turn to YouTube. Like YouTube is literally for the people, 100%. In any way you can say that phrase, it is for the people.
So
I was born in the Great Depression. I don't understand Discord. YouTube raised me. Listen, this is like, I think what YouTube became popular when I was like between the ages of like 10 and 13, probably. I don't know exactly when, but like I have been on this platform since it became something that people did.
When YouTube became popular.
okay, I have
I
got.
barely understand Instagram. Instagram sucks.
I got to take the boys to work. I'll be back. If you're still here, I'll be back in.
All right, I'll hang out for a little longer. We'll see how it goes. And yeah. Whoa, I didn't move over. There we go. I use it for highlights for my podcast. Shinx, you still making your stories come to life? Because I haven't been over that way to check you out in a while. But I know you were working on some big stuff the last time we sat and talked about it. Remember when Lisa Nova subscribed to everybody? I am the worst person in the world with names, so I don't know. 2009 was the boom year? Okay, so how old was I in 2009? About 15. I was close. I said like 13. 10, I don't know. But 15, so yeah. I remember in high school when they gave us laptops, I sat and watched like full live concerts that people had recorded the entire thing. Every day, like every class, I would just pick one and then watch that whole hour or however long it was. Still working on it and finally got my first podcast done. Just need to convert it to audio. Well, that's pretty sweet. I'm excited to hear it. I'll definitely check it out. You just have to remind me because I have been all over the place, but I've been waiting to hear it, and I remember reading some of your original rough drafts and I was very excited about that as well. I remember when I first found this channel, I saw you and I was like, oh, finally a younger football streamer, and then I found out you were 25 at the time. Yeah. Yeah, that happened. I'm sipping shandy by the seashore. My mouth did not enjoy saying that. That was a lot. Gotta be careful which instruction vids you get info from. I'm a professional gold miner, and there's a lot of bad info in some of those, and a lot more not well explained. Oh yeah, you definitely have to find the reputable sources. I mean, some people just post things just to get views, and they know enough to be able to like talk about it and be okay with talking about it, but not know enough to actually teach you anything. Literally thought the other day about how many hours I spent ripping albums off YouTube for my Mac. Dude, I did that too. I also found a website that you could get like albums before they were released. And so like I think it was 2013. I believe that was my junior year or our junior year. I got like the A Day to Remember Common Courtesy album and an Iceland Kills album and an Of Mice and Men album. I got them all downloaded onto my Mac before, like months before they even released, and I just remember like that's all I did was like listen to that. If it's online, it's real. If you did streams where the reviewers could join, then I would reveal my nerd powers. Listen, I enjoy doing streams where other people can come on with us because we've done that in the past. Back in the day when we had like 25 subscribers. We did that all the time actually, but it has to be arranged and planned. It can't be like on the spot because every time we did that, it was very chaotic. But I remember some of you guys were here when we first, like, towards the end of when we were doing that because I know Shinx came up and hung out with us a couple different times. And I know a lot of them were like some of the metal detecting people from YouTube, but Nathan has been on, but Nathan's internet never could hold up because we were gonna do like a draft thing and invite someone up from each fan base to come up with us during the draft of the first round, but we need to be able to make sure everyone's internet and everything would hold up. Like that's something that we have to like plan out and talk with people beforehand so it's not really as messy as it has been like it used to be. But back then, my internet was probably the worst person's internet on the stream total. So things are a little bit better now, and I have a lot of things at home I've been working on that have prevented me from sitting at a computer or playing games or doing whatever on here. And I'm nearing the finish line, which once that is done, I will have 0 other stuff. And I can commit like a lot more hours to this. Rob from Tampa. Yeah, he's from the metal detecting side, and we actually got to go hang out with him in Tampa, so that was super awesome. I think Dad and him went metal detecting, but we went and checked out Raymond James and all of that while we were down there with him. Dibs for Green Bay. Maybe next year we will consider getting back to that and doing that. We'll have to probably start planning like the day after the Super Bowl just so we can get everything in a line. Guess how old Tom Grossi is? Tom Grossi is 32 years old. I just Googled him like 20 minutes ago. So he was born in 1990. But yes, I did like doing that, and I know Dad likes it because we enjoy meeting all of you. And like it's cool putting faces to names. I almost said that backwards. Or names to faces. Maybe I did say it backwards. Something like that. I don't know. You know what I mean. But it is cool, the engagement and hanging out. I miss playing my PC. Spend so much money on it and never play anymore. It's on an overpriced price at Nightlight now. Well, you need to just start playing some games with me, and then you will play it again, and then you don't have to miss it, and we can have so much fun. I'm also considering, to the gaming side, getting into Diablo 4 once I finish all the things that I mentioned earlier that I need to finish. Did you go to KC for the draft? No, I didn't because I got really sick and I had to go get a bunch of tests done at the hospital, and I could not travel that week. I'm really upset about that because I took the whole week off and I was off, and then my health got really bad of the second that I was getting ready to like head that way. So that was really unfortunate. Doesn't like Detroit get one of the next drafts? Because I might go up there for that. I know Green Bay announced 2025, if that's right. Which that would be really cool too. But I might try to go to the year that Detroit goes. Detroit hosts, I should say, not goes. Yeah, see, that's kind of where that's where I was at. I was gonna like try to meet some of the St. Louis slash Kansas City people because I know like you and other people. Dr. Pepper said, "Stay home and get rest." That's pretty much what happened. I remember the day that I went and visited my doctor, and I am very dramatic to her all the time. And I told her that she needed to fix it because I had places to go and places to be, and then things didn't go so well. And she was like, we've got to schedule for this and for this and for this. And I just like went off the deep end a little bit and was like, I have to go to Kansas City in like 3 days. And so we just canceled. I had to get blood tests done, and I have never passed out from something quicker than this time getting a blood test. Can you share what was wrong? I still don't know. I know that all of my hormones are out of whack, and a lot of things that shouldn't happen to a person were happening to me, and it was a really really strange time. And of course, as soon as I got all those tests and I was waiting for the results, like all of the things that felt wrong didn't feel wrong anymore, but I'm I know they're not right. And so I have to go this week and get some more blood tests and stuff done. I didn't really want to go in too far details because it's very, I don't know, it's a weird um situation for me. But yeah. Right, the last thing that I did find out, I learned a new thing. I never knew what it was, but whatever ferritin or whatever is in your blood, I guess that was extremely low and my iron levels was extremely high, and I don't know where that I don't know how that makes sense, but yeah, it's been interesting. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm not back to 100%, but I am not like I was a couple however long ago that was. It was like around like the first of the month last month. I'm waiting for a stream sale of Diablo. I've seen my friend playing all week. Yeah, I haven't bought it yet. But I hope to soon because everybody keeps telling me, "Hey, you need to play this," or "Hey, it's so much fun," and all this. And I've watched a little bit of gameplay of it. I appreciate it, Dave. Yeah, it's I don't know I couldn't even rank it on a scale of 1 to 10 how extreme it was or is, I guess, but I would say at least in the mid range around 5 or 6 probably. Will I be allowed to swear in the Discord server? When you turn 16, you can swear in the Discord server. Oh, 15. Dave said 15. Sounds like a Netflix plot, not gonna lie. Yeah, I could see that. So I think the first two Diablos were like extremely good, and Diablo 3, I'm not even gonna say was bad because I enjoyed it, but it definitely was not the best one. He said I turned 14 this year. Well, you got a little time to wait, but that gives you plenty of time to learn new swear words, so when you're finally released, you can say them. We cannot say a lot of bad things in here anymore because that is one thing that YouTube said no. Ellie got a first base. How is that game going? 2-7 now. Oh yeah, I forgot you have those emojis. I was like, on StreamYard, it doesn't say like it doesn't show those emotes or whatever. It just says chaos like a bunch of times, and so that's why I have the YouTube chat pulled up on my phone because some things that happen I cannot see. I heard the fireworks. Oh yeah, I forgot you're like right up there near them. My next game I'm jazzed for is Armored Core 6 in August. Haven't had a new one since PS3. Well, then that's been a while. I don't think I know that game. I'm going to look it up. Armor Core. August 25th. Hey, Shinx, I appreciate you being in here, man. It's nice talking with you. And hopefully we'll see you around sooner rather than later. That's like a robot tank. Yeah, that's the biggest picture that came up was just a robot tank, essentially. I was watching my brother play a lot of Destiny 2 the other day, and that was pretty cool. I keep forgetting that that game exists because, like, it was, like, a big deal when it came out, and then they were like, "Okay, never mind, we're just gonna make this game free," and, it's, like, all just a bunch of DLCs and stuff. Yeah, I think Diablo 4 is, like, the most anticipated game that I've been waiting for. But there isn't like a whole lot that I've been like actually looking forward to. But I don't know. With everything going on, I haven't been paying attention to what's new and what's up and coming, and um I'm just trying to keep up with like all the like the musicians and stuff I listen to and all of their new music, and because it's a lot easier to keep up with. A build your own fighting robot game. Tank legs are only one of the many options. That's actually pretty sweet. Yeah, this I'm just looking at the images now. It looks like I'm looking at the last game they made. It looks like a transformer that can have like guns on its arms and swords and all kinds of crazy stuff. Oh, this is Halo Infinite. Okay, that's why it did not look the same. Yeah, this is pretty cool. You can tell from the pictures of the last game and the new game the amount of time that's been between them. 2013. Has it really been that long already? Let's see. Oh, wait, I'm on images. 2012. May 15th, 2012. That's crazy. When my grade goes out into the field, then it turns into a bunch of 12 to 14-year-old people swearing at each other. Why do they just send you out into a field? Oh, onto the field. Like, okay, I get it now. I thought you said the field, and I was like, did they just. You're in Florida, not Indiana. Hey, Mike, what's going on? I hope you're doing well also. Is it called football or soccer? Which sport are you talking about? Then I will tell you what it's called. Because football, spelled Football, is what the NFL is. It's also, other than Mike, who just coincidentally showed up, I believe the rest of us are in the United States, and people in the United States call it soccer. Soccer is called soccer. Yeah. GTA 5 was 25th. I can't believe Diablo 3 has been out that long. I just started playing it because I heard so many bad things about it when it had come out that I just never played it. And so I just played it within the last year. I call it boring. I like soccer, but I think that's only because I played soccer. What's up, MH? I don't think I would appreciate the sport if I did not play it. I'm actually going to a soccer game. So this Sunday we're meeting up with Tom, but next Sunday, so Father's Day, I'm going to watch a soccer game. in Louisville. You got Messi from us. You have to call it football now. No, I'm probably gonna call it soccer still, just because I love football too much to call two sports football. I used to play fullback. Nice. Wait, where did that comment go? I miss it. I was in high school when Diablo 1 came out. When did Diablo 2 come out? 2000. Okay, so I remember being very young playing this, and I was only 4 years old when it came out. So I was probably like 5 or 6 when I started playing this, honestly. $1997 is when the first one came out. I was 1 year old. We just got an MLS team. I haven't gone yet. Well, my local, I guess local team is not in the major league yet, but they built the stadium, so I believe they're like one of the next teams to become one. But they do have a women's team as well that play in this stadium, and so I think that's actually who we're going to see is the women versus New Jersey, the Gotham. I don't know what the club's called, but it's called Gotham something. So you graduated in 2001, Dave? Or the year 2000? Former center midfielder here. See, I sometimes played the left wing because I could kick the ball with my left foot also fairly well. Or I would just play forward at the top. Like, it just depended on pretty much everything. Like, with a situation, who we're playing or whatnot. If they needed someone on the wing, then I played on the left wing, even though I didn't like it because it was a lot more running. Do you guys think that football gets bigger in the United States? I think so. We kind of touched on that earlier. I mean, look at already the immediate changes with Messi coming to the States to play in Miami. Like the ticket prices went up. The amount of like followers that organization got on whichever social media platform I read, like surpassed any amount of any NFL, NBA, MLB, like all of those teams, like they surpassed that in like a day. And so I think it gets a little bit bigger. People will pay attention and bandwagon that team because Messi is on it. It could be good for the States. I don't know. Name a player that plays for Manchester City. A player that plays for Manchester City. Soccer fan base is growing. I do like it, but it's like hockey. Like, I enjoy it. I just don't find myself watching it all the time. There was no pro soccer around when I was a kid. They're like, so in the area I live in, we just got in the opposite direction of the one that I'm going to. We just got a team in the majors. They're okay, but JC Jackson joined OTAs looking really smooth. Oh, yeah, I forgot he was pretty much like injured all year. That's pretty like this comment is pretty much what I said. He might be one of, if not the biggest player in the world. Ton of buzz, but not really much impact as far as actual viewers. I think people will watch and people will go to these games just to see him. So it might not improve their knowledge of the sport, but I think it will get more attention for sure. If the Chiefs beat the Jags and you have to get a Trevor Lawrence cardboard cutout or get a poster that says always a Jags. Oh, I was like, that doesn't make sense, but you said if the Jags beat the Chiefs. I'm not spending my money on another fan base because my team lost to them. I already told you my team plays like trash against the AFC South, especially in the regular season. I don't know why, but it's just true. Especially the Colts, but I don't know. Dude, indoor soccer, I played indoor soccer for about 2 years or so, and I like it more. Like, it's so intense, it's so fast. Um, like, it hurts a lot more when you hit the ground, but I don't know, it's so exciting. Oh, is FC Cincinnati really doing well? I didn't know that. Last time I had heard they had, like, fired their coach and they were doing horrible, but that was, like, 2 years ago. Do you got any school programs for soccer players? I mean, you can get soccer scholarships if that's what you're asking, but I don't know if there's any like big soccer programs. Your national team gets better, so I think that will help people knowledge and interest in sport. Yeah, our women's national team is awesome. Well, at least they were. I mean, they might not be as dominant as they have been, but they're awesome. And the men's team are getting better. I like indoor because the boards, dude, I love it. It's like terrifying. Like I played goalie for like 2 games in indoor soccer, and I could probably say that was like one of the more scary experiences of my life because they don't slow down for you. I don't know how to spell it or even pronounce it. I don't either. I do not either. But that's pretty cool. All right. I'm only staying on for a few more minutes. Dad might be back, so I might hold out until he gets back, but I went to a few San Jose SaberCats games way back when arena football was a thing. Man, I think the most intense sport I've ever seen is like the Australian Football League. Like what is the average lifespan of someone who plays that sport? Because the hits they take continuously, and I wouldn't survive like one whole game. I don't think it would probably kill me. Do you want to know the kind of weird World Cup bids for 2030 FIFA World Cup? Sure. I know Kansas City is getting the World Cup. You're forgetting about, well, yeah, but MMA is strictly like one-on-one attacking each other. But the AFL is like an entire sport. Like you're playing a game on top of just completely attacking each other. So I think that honestly puts it just one little step above it because you still have you have to score points. But you also have to worry about not dying at the same time. And so I don't know. Uruguay, Argentina, Paraguay, and Chile. Spain, Portugal, Ukraine, and Morocco. That's pretty cool. Like, I don't know. It's just the AFL is wild. Egypt, Greece, Saudi Arabia. I'll never forget the first time I ever saw a video of that. I'm pretty sure I witnessed someone actually die. And they love it. They just they keep playing it. They love it. They enjoy it. They enjoy getting hurt. They're crazy. My dad's baseball team won 25-12. We're getting that soccer Lombardi. If I'm not wrong, boxing still has more deaths. Oh, I have no idea about the deaths, but I'm talking about the people that don't die in the sport. How long do they actually live after they stop playing this sport? I mean, like, is CTE even real in Australia? Like, are those people over there okay? 39 points, 12 wins, 1 loss, 3 ties so far this season. That's pretty impressive. I had no idea. Wait, I'm just going to Google how many deaths a year in AFL. Okay. I don't know. This was not a very informative. It just gave me a list of people who've died, and it's like over 50 people. But yeah, that's not a very informative list. Is that slap fight thing a sport? Because that is just CTE, the speed run. Giannis is one of the owners in Cincinnati. I had no idea about that either. I've learned a lot today. There are on average 13 deaths a year in boxing. I feel like that's quite a bit too. It says the concussion is the most common injury in the AFL. You don't say. When's Messi coming to Cincinnati? Okay. Let's find out. FC Cincinnati. Let's just go to tickets and look at that up. Vancouver, Toronto, DC, New England, Charlotte, Nashville, Sporting KC, Orlando. Oh, October 7th. It's a Saturday. But it's not in Cincinnati. It's in Fort Lauderdale. I thought they were coming to Cincinnati. But maybe not. Well, let me just click on their schedule. No, but they are going to Chicago on October 4th. That's the closest they come around here. Yeah, that would be super sick to see them. What kind of contract did he get? Like, how long of a contract did he get with this team? I did not see the full details. Yeah, I really thought he was coming to Cincinnati because I thought I read a post about them talking about it, but maybe they were just talking about the hype for that game specifically. It might have been like a local news story I read or something. Yeah, like they said that the tickets were only like $50 or something like that before, and then as soon as he signed, immediately went up to like 400 or 350 or something like that. Whatever, I'm a Ronaldo fan anyway. That's actually pretty funny. Whatever. I am going to Chicago once this year, but I don't think I'm going to drive up there for that. IK, but he's making lots more when he retires. Oh, yeah, I definitely believe that. See, he said St. Louis is expensive, 150 each, but yeah, like the ones near here. Oh, okay. Here is the insight that we needed. So I guess since that was a tournament, that's why it didn't show up on this search that I had. 7 p.m. on a Wednesday. But yeah, they're like $400, like the home games there. Getting paid in ownership of like 2 or so brands. I wish I owned something cool like that. I don't know if I've seen the St. Louis, the actual stadium. I've seen a lot of. I've ventured a lot in St. Louis in my life, but it's been a long time. I'll look up a picture of it. Oh, it's a pretty nice looking. Oh wait, this is pictures of the new stadium they're getting. This is brand new. The Cardinals just won fireworks. Yeah, this stadium looks really nice. I guess it's not as big as some stadiums could usually are, but it is pretty big. Have you seen pictures of the ones in Louisville, Dave? It's pretty sweet. 150 mil for 2.5 years. See, that's what I was wondering was the length of the contract. 10K. Well, I'll look it up. Let's see. $22.5 is what this says. It must look small in person. Yeah, that's what he turned down like $1 billion. Which is crazy. There's got to be like a big reason behind it, or maybe he just really wanted to come to the States for whatever reason. Yeah, it says 22.5. I wonder how many you can fit in the Louisville one. Yeah, this one is 15,000, so it's a bit smaller. Much better life. I guess, yeah, you're right. But for that much money, it's like, I mean, $150 million a year is insane, so it's not like he's losing money, but like he could have so much more if he wanted to. But, he's been around long enough. He's already has more money than he could ever probably need. So, maybe he just did it to live in Miami, so I can't blame him for that. I mean, if you're not from here and you choose Florida to live, I guess that makes sense. I personally don't think I would want to live in Florida, but he's actually smart though. I think so. Get in the America shirt sales. That's true. You are right about that. If he brings the soccer hype to America, it's just gonna make it that much more. That's not a bad idea. enjoy the hurricane season. That's part of the reason I wouldn't want to live there. But I just think like Florida as a whole, Florida's a vacation spot, not a I want to live there spot. David used that British charm. When did the Reds score 2 more runs? I missed that. Okay, yeah, that's true. I remember the whole debate about income tax when it came to like Tyreek Hill getting traded, and he chose Florida, one because it's Florida over the Jets, but because of the whole income tax thing. You know, that if that happens, um it would actually be kind of crazy. Like I feel like them single-handedly would make soccer a fairly popular sport in the States. Like I consider it a popular sport here, even though deep down I know that it's not. The only thing that the Chargers win at is schedule release videos. Bro, those are the best, man. The anime ones, top tier. I will admit that to anybody. In the bottom of the 13th. That's a lot of free baseball. Titans? I liked the Titans, but what the Titans did is probably the only thing they will accomplish this year. They do make a good video. It's my Super Bowl. Oh yeah. Between the Titans and the Chargers, I think the Chargers get the edge from me, but I enjoyed that the rest of the NFL kind of played along. Well, at least some of the teams played along with the Titans, the people in Tennessee, obviously not knowing anything about football. Oh, I'm sure that would be a dream come true for him though, to get both of those guys. Yeah, definitely. I understand the comment that saying it's my Super Bowl, but I don't think that they're going to like regress this year. Like I think they still have a really solid chance to get back to the playoffs and make some noise. The Chargers did a different one from last year though. They like updated it. Like they had Chief Saholic with his ankle bracelet and running from the cops, which was actually Pat McAfee, and that was very awesome. But they did the whole betting scandal with the Detroit. Like they put a lot of work into that. It was similar, but it wasn't the same. Why don't the Chiefs cut and kick Clyde Edwards out of the state of Missouri? uh, I wish I had the answer to that. I actually really like Clyde, but I'm really surprised they did not try to trade him. I was convinced he was getting traded on like night 1 or night 2 of the draft this year, and he didn't. I don't really know what happened there. Super excited about the new Packers. Finally, no drama. Yeah, that will. I mean, hopefully that stays true. I don't think Tom can handle an extremely dramatic year again. But I'm excited to see a new era of a team. Seeing Jordan Love. I would really appreciate it if the Packers re-signed Kurt Benkert as QB2. Yeah, but he's on like the last year of his contract though. What about Christian Watson? Christian Watson already has begun his Packers era. Jordan Love really has not. He's basically been a preseason guy. The magic knee. Iconic. That is iconic. Christian Watson's the greatest player of all time. Right behind Patrick Mahomes. And I said what I said. Christian Watson is pretty good. I will admit. The old Packers before Favre and Rodgers 5-win seasons. How dare you? I didn't stutter, and I said I was not sorry. So, yeah, I'm still not sorry, even though you said how dare you. I've never known a Packers team without Favre or Rodgers. Yeah, I know. Kurt was like cut just like a few weeks too soon because he could have had a shot. It was really bad timing. That's why I'm hoping. I don't know who is the Packers QB2 as it stands right now. I hope they reach out to Kurt because first of all, the Packers fans already love him. Packers depth chart. Jordan Love. Oh, Sean Clifford, the dude they drafted. And Danny Etling. He was drafted by New England in 2018. I don't know who that is. And then Sean Clifford is their rookie QB. Chiefs still have the Greek guy on their team. If you're talking about George Karlaftis, then yes. Packers are in a tough spot, I think. Good team, but if Love plays amazing and gets overpaid off of one season or vice versa, the next 3 or no seasons could be weird. Yeah, I think I have mixed feelings because like that happens a lot. You know, people have that one good season. Like I think it's happened with Kirk Cousins. I think it's happened. I think that's what's happening right now with Daniel Jones. I'm not saying Daniel Jones was bad, but he got a lot of money. Oh well, it is football season because the draft already happened. See, the Super Bowl, the day after the Super Bowl until the day before the draft is the only time it's technically not Super Bowl season. So we're back. We're just not in full swing yet. Wait, Tom who? Wait. How did we get to Tom? Elling was the Clemson QB before Lawrence. Okay. You guys are much more college guys than I am. Also, Dave, what do you think about the wide receiver that the Packers drafted, Jaden Reed? I like Love, but everything hinges on this year. Oh yeah, definitely. Who is Tom? I don't know. No, there's combine and pre-draft workouts. That's true, but not very many people watch the combine. Nah, I'm kind of glad that the Chiefs and Jags is a 1:00 game. Reed would be the new Cobb, but like actual opinion of him. Like as a player, do you think he could be wide receiver 2? Like, do you think he will be beneficial this season? That's kind of what I'm getting at. I only ask because I drafted him in my dynasty league in like the 3rd or 4th round. There's only 6, but I did learn that he is very quick, but I just didn't know how effective you think he would be. It's hard to tell, I know, because we haven't seen a full season of Jordan Love yet, but we have seen things go well with Jordan Love and Christian Watson already last year. And so, I don't know. Because on the Packers depth chart, it's got Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, and Jaden Reed as the starting 3. And then Samori Toure as the second slot, I guess. And then Dontavian Wicks, which is the other wide receiver. I teetered back and forth between the two when I went to draft, but I went with Jaden Reed. Tom Grossi QB2. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, Dobbs is wide receiver too. But I people, these experts on the internet like sit and talk about it, and they mentioned him. Tom Grossi just wants to be a wide receiver for the Packers or like the kick returner. Reed over Wicks. See, that was what I came to. Obviously, that's why I picked him, but I just didn't know how Packers fans feel about it. He looks like a guy with big potential. I like that he's big potential, but he's actually the small guy. I like to think that I am the small guy with big potential. Just like Tyreek Hill, I guess. Tyreek Hill is small because he's like 5'10" or something like that, but everyone's like, oh my God, he's too small. I mean, he's small compared to other NFL guys, but I think he's pretty big. Packers are still a run and defense team, in my opinion. I think so too. But I think Christian Watson is really going to fill out as that number 1, and he's going to be, that blow up factor. Hey, you're back.
Yes, ma'am.
What up, dude?
Oh, had to take the boys to work, and everything takes time, so I'm back.
We were talking about the rookies and the Packers as a whole in a new era.
The new Packers, wow. It's going to be a very run-heavy team, a lot of play action. I don't think you're going to see a lot of intricacy.
Is this a Packers stream? I'm getting ill. This has never been a Packers stream, but we always have a soft spot for talking about the Packers.
I mean,
they're the most interesting team right now, though. Let's be honest. In a good way, not like the bad way, like the Tampa Bay or like Arizona. They are the NFC is so weak that the whole conference is wide open, other than the Eagles and maybe the Niners, of course, just because of their defense. They've got QB questions, but that team is still a playoff team no matter what. But other than those two teams, maybe the Cowboys, who else is there to actually that are top dog, you could say is probably a Super Bowl contender?
I'll tell you what I love about Green Bay this year is that Green Bay could go 3-14 or they could go 10-7. You do not have any idea which team it's going to be.
It's super hot here. I want to get my skin off. It's warm here, but this room in the house is so cold all the time. I'm in a hoodie and a sweatpants, but if I stepped outside right now, I'd probably die. It's not that hot, but it's probably in the 70s.
No, it's 60 degrees outside.
Oh yeah, I forgot it's supposed to be cool this week. But yeah, I do think in the NFC, the most interesting team this year has to be the Packers. It's the first time in 16 years that they've had change, like real big change.
Yeah, they're all young.
All of them, like other than Boahu Bakhtiari, like everybody else is like 25.
I think they're gonna be fun to watch. I like the youth that they got.
I don't think Seattle's any more interesting than they were last year, though. It's just, can they replicate what they did last year? Like that's the only like big topic of conversation
I don't.
for me anyway. Like I don't find them intriguing because like they're the equivalent to the Giants, right? It's like, was it a once in a lifetime situation, or are they going to do the same thing next year? Like, are they going to be at that same level? And now, like I said, that entire conference got weaker. I think the only team that truly got stronger was the Eagles. Like every other team, other than Green Bay, because nobody knows yet. Nobody knows anything about them yet. But other than Green Bay, the only team that got stronger is the Eagles. Everybody else, you can argue that they got better or worse. Like, you can't say one or the other. You can argue for both. The Cowboys, did they get better or worse? We don't know. They cut Zeke and they got rid of Schultz. And Schultz was a huge part of their offense. Like, so, and like, is their defense any better? Is their offensive line going to be even better this year? Question marks there. And then the Niners are like, well, who's going to play quarterback? Because Kyle Shanahan said Sam Darnold is just as good of a starting quarterback as any other team in the league. So he believes that, so it could be true. Will one of their three quarterbacks be really good this year? What can Brock Purdy replicate? Will Trey Lance be a bust? And is Sam Darnold worth a crap? Okay, so that means we don't know if they got better or worse. You don't know. Seattle, they added a wide receiver to a team that I didn't feel needed one, right? Like they used a big pick on a wide receiver so somebody else wouldn't get him. That's what it felt like. There's a lot of difference. The Lions, we can make right there. The Lions, we can say that they got so much better, and the Bears, they got so much better. But did they really get better? Because I take away from the Lions, but switch over to the Bears. They drafted very well, but does that mean they got better? It doesn't mean they got better until they can win more than 2 games. They still only won 2 games last year, or 1 game, whatever. I think the Lions did get better because they were already on an uphill tick.
I think the Lions got the right culture. I don't think it really matters. They're drafting the right guys. They're putting the right people in that system. I think they're going to be dang tough to beat.
They have the potential to be. I think the Bears have the same issue that the Ravens have with Lamar and Justin Fields is they just give them guys off the street to throw footballs to. Like, they don't have a DK Metcalf, they don't have a Tyreek Hill. They don't have, well, this year the Ravens got an OBJ, but like last year the Bears, traded with the Steelers to get Claypool, and he was literally a bum. Which I didn't like the guy to begin with, but everyone talked about him like he was a god, right? Like, especially in Pittsburgh for that first year, his rookie season, he was so good. He was a god. He was huge. He could catch anything. And then he went to Chicago and was a bum. And what, are you going to blame Justin Fields because he didn't catch a ball? Justin Fields isn't the most accurate quarterback, but he can get the ball to you. I'm excited to see David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. That's what I'm excited about with them. Grossi to the Bears. I think Grossi would rather commit a lot of felonies and just spend the rest of his life in jail. But
you can make an argument that San Francisco got better on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, but you could make the equal argument that they didn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can make that argument with every team in the NFC. Except for the Eagles, they obviously got better because they just added to the team they already had. But every other team, you could make an argument for better or worse, except for the Packers, because there is just, we don't know. Tampa Bay does not have a starting quarterback on their roster. I've watched their they got worse. I'm not even gonna argue that they got any better. They've gotten somehow worse. But what's up, Pookie? But the Packers is just a big fat question mark.
Hey, it's going to be fun for sure.
The 49ers also, what's up, Trevor? I'm sorry I didn't say that. I read your comment and then it just went in one ear and out the next, I guess. But, it's nice to see you in here. But, yeah, the 49ers and the Eagles really, it's no surprise they were the two championship teams last year for the NFC. Those defenses are nasty, and they both arguably got better. Do I actually live in Jacksonville? I have no idea where you live. You could live in Mexico for all I know. You just tell me things all the time, but you might not even live in Florida.
You live in the confines of your own mind.
The 25th, I'm going to Mexico. Weirdly enough, somebody's going to Mexico. I just named the closest country to here, other than Canada, of course. But
hey, Pookie, I will give you one bit of advice about going to Mexico. Stay in the resort.
Oh, yeah, this is my oddly bold take, and it goes along with this. The Eagles are the team that got the more better within the draft, but I think they will be the team that takes a step down. I've thought that all the last couple months. I think they'll finish with 11 wins. They're not going to go almost undefeated again. I just feel like they're so good that they are going to be that. It's going to, when the teams get kind of full of themselves and they kind of crap the bed because of it. More better. Yes, John, exactly. But I think they know how good they are. And I think Nick Sirianni thinks nobody will ever be better because he's a Philadelphia guy. And I think they should finish with the 1 seed. I just don't think they will. And I'm not even saying they'll lose their division, right? I still think with what I said, they still will win their division or could.
Watch. I got a question for you because Jalen Hurts signing that contract and a year under his belt where everybody got a chance to see him at his potential. Does he take a step back this year? Do defenses figure him out a little bit and have his sophomore slump?
I told you this before, right? I said the same thing is happening to him the year Lamar won MVP, and look at the next season. And listen, you can make the argument that this Philly team is better as a whole than that Ravens team, but that Ravens team was really good too. Defense, offense, everything clicked. Lamar won MVP, and then next year they weren't bad, but they weren't that. I just feel. See, right here, he said, I see 9 wins for the Eagles. I was saying 10 or 11, but I believe that. I just feel like not a miss the playoff step back because the conference is too weak for them to miss the playoffs. Unless every single member of that team got injured, they will not miss the playoffs. But I just feel like they're not going to go 10 or 11-0 like they did last year. And Hurts, Peter said, he has to stay healthy. He has to. I don't even know who their backup quarterback is, but he has to be healthy for that offense to work.
Who is their backup
Because
quarterback?
Minshew's in Indy. What hurts most teams is injuries. I mean, absolutely. You saw the Niners 2 or 3 years ago. The Ravens the last 2 years.
Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, that Hurts cannot get hurt. That team can't do it without him. Is he the best quarterback in the league? No. Is he a top 5? Yeah, he is. He is their MVP.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a lot tougher for Philadelphia to replicate. I agree.
I believe it wholeheartedly, and it's no knock on their team. It's no knock on their city. It's no knock on their coaching staff. But they just lost their OC and their DC. They got new guys coming in, right? And Nick Sirianni is going to expect to replicate what those guys just did.
That's
We
hard
don't
to do.
Yeah, it's hard. You can't when everybody has 17, 18, 19 games of film from last year to watch on you, but you lose your coordinators, and the best thing you know how to do is do what you did before because that's what worked. And then they're going to hit a wall somewhere with these new coordinators, and they say, "Okay, well, we can't completely replicate that." And then you'll see them changing by like game 5 or 6, right? And then they're going to start experimenting, and things will work and things will not work. And that's where I see a bunch of more losses come in last year. I feel like they have a pretty easy schedule, though. 6 games that seem tough, and like that's pretty much where I put them. Like 11 and what, 6, 11 and 5. And, that's right exactly where I see them hitting the wall. They're going to lose to one team they shouldn't lose to. They absolutely should not lose to, like the Cardinals or something, right? They're going to lose to a bad team because everybody loses to a bad team. We lost to the Colts last year.
Yeah, that whole NFC East is probably as tough as it gets in the NFC right now. I think the Giants, they maintain, if nothing else. Dallas probably maintains, if nothing else. And I don't think Washington's bad. I think as soon as they get their quarterback worked out, I think Chase Young's got a lot to play for there this year. I think Washington's going to be tough.
Well, I don't know that Chase Young will play there.
Well, he's on his last year of his contract.
Yeah, but they're listening to trade offers now.
I mean,
because they're not taking his 5th-year option.
I mean, he'll play.
Also,
he'll play.
He said, "I haven't looked at their schedule, though. Are there any games they can't win? I am biased, and they play the Chiefs in like week 2. So yeah, there's at least one, and we'll probably lose that game."
Go. Yeah, that's a great question.
I say the Saints. I think the Falcons will be better this year, but there is a lot on the shoulders of this young quarterback that has little experience. You got Derek Carr trying to rejuvenate his career with good pieces around him, right? The coaching is what's going to make or break that team. The Panthers, Bryce Young is a rookie, and then the Bucs are literally going to finish in 4th. The Bucs, they don't even have, like I said earlier, they don't even have a starting quarterback because Baker Mayfield's not it, and even Kyle Trask has not looked good so far in this offseason. They don't have a quarterback, and their team, they're just going to keep losing pieces.
I've
Yeah,
seen.
I was going to say, where did Jacoby Brissett go? Did he go to Washington?
Yep.
See, I like that. See, they're going to give Sam Howell the chance, but if Jacoby has to step in, I feel good about that. He proved himself in Cleveland.
Yeah, that's a good spot for Jacoby.
Like, it's a very similar spot of being in Cleveland as a backup that can play if he needs to, right? Like, I think that's the almost not even the same team because they're totally different teams, but they feel very similar, right? I try not to be biased when I look at the Chiefs' schedule. Dave is confident. That's the truth.
You got to love Dave.
But, I really feel like the Chiefs can win at least 14 games this year. I haven't looked at it in deep dove and thought about it. I don't know how the game in Germany against Miami is going to go because it's in Germany. I don't know how they're going to play in Germany.
You don't even know who's going to be quarterbacking for Miami at that point, really. I mean, at full strength, it might be a competitive game, but who knows what you're
The only thing I care about this season, truly is one, just making the playoffs and continuing our win streak of this division, but is not losing to the Broncos. That's the only thing I care about. I don't think the Chiefs will go 17-0 because the first half of the season they always play ignorant every year.
Every team goes through a slump.
We haven't really talked that much about the AFC, actually. We mostly just talked about the Packers, and I think that's when you got here.
Look, the AFC is going to be a bloodbath. I think a lot of teams are going to beat themselves up trying to win divisions, make playoffs, and by the end of the year,
I mean, like the Chiefs very well could lose their opener to Detroit.
God, that's such an exciting game, though.
That's such a terrifying thought to lose your. Look at the Rams last year. They were the most embarrassed team after opening a season after winning a Super Bowl. Nah, dude, I think the Bengals are not the Bengals. I think the Bills take a step down this year. Mark my words, they will not win as many games as they won last year.
No, because the whole AFC East is better.
No, I don't know if the Patriots are better. Like, they're kind of the same. Their defense might have got a little better, but I don't think their offense did much.
If I've got, this is what I got to say about Cincinnati. If they can just not make the same beginning of the season mistake by resting their starters and not have cohesion when they start the season and play, not ready to go, that was the biggest mistake they made last year.
I agree. The Bengals O-line needed to play in preseason at least like 1 or 2 sets a game. That's only like 6 drives total.
Yep.
That's all they needed. And then they got embarrassed in week 1. That's why they got embarrassed in week 1.
No, I hope they don't make the same mistake. I hope they have cohesion when they start the first.
I just hope Baltimore doesn't completely just burn this year like they easily could. Like win like 3 games. Like, I want them to be good because that division could be the division to watch. Because Pittsburgh's not getting worse than last year, right? It's not possible. They're not going to be worse than last year. They will only get better as long as Mike Tomlin is there and he continues to develop his young baby hand quarterback. Cleveland has no reason to be bad, okay? Like, Deshaun Watson will have a full offseason with the Browns. They've got some pieces. Amari Cooper was a great pickup last year for them. Their defense isn't bad. They still have Nick Chubb. Like, they still have a whole system to work with. They should only get better from last year. Pittsburgh will get better from last year. Cincinnati should at least be where they were last year. I'm not saying AFC Championship guaranteed, but like in terms of regular season, they should be at least there. And then you've got Baltimore. I do not want Baltimore to be fired. I want that to be the most insane division in football, like where every single time they meet is the best game of the week, where they play each other. No matter who else is playing, no matter who else is on primetime, like I want that to be the dog fight, like the bloodbath. Like that's where I see it all at. Because the Bills, I'm not scared of them anymore, right? I don't even get anxiety thinking about them being on my schedule. If they beat us in the regular season, who cares? They can't win anything when it matters. Like, I'm not scared of that. And then you've got the Jets. The Jets were almost contenders last year with Zach Wilson and Mike White, okay? They're probably going to make the playoffs, even if Aaron Rodgers is bad. Then you've got Miami. If Tua can stay healthy and replicate last year at all, they're going to fight the Bills to the very end for that division. Like, the Bills are in trouble. I don't think they think that, but they're in trouble. And then look at my division. Denver, I'm writing them off. Look, they got Sean Payton, but I'm writing them off now. And I'm telling everybody right now, they won't win 8 games or more than, And then you've got the Chargers, which is very possible to replicate what they did last year. Right? Like, I don't think they got worse. I kind of I paid attention to a little bit of the draft. I don't think they got worse. So they're safe in the 10 to 11 range at least. It's so hard to win that many games when you play so many AFC games, but like I'm just saying like that's a good place for them. And then the Raiders. Who's going to be their quarterback? Tom Brady, probably. We're in my life. I hope Tom Brady is their quarterback, right? I hope that. Because then I know I get 2 wins this year for sure. What's up, Betty? Can the Broncos get worse? No, they can't get worse, but I don't think they're going to be a contender. The Chargers still have a better chance, in my opinion, and I would take the coaching staff for Denver over the Chargers coaching staff, which I think they're well, I don't even know who they hired there, so I might be telling a lie saying that. Like I just like Sean Payton more than I like Staley. But Staley has proven to show growth with this team over 2 years he's been there, 3 years. I don't know. I like the chance of them just keep going.
You don't think the Raiders finish in the cellar in that division?
I mean, I don't know who their quarterback is. I can't even judge where I think they're going to be if I don't know who's throwing the ball.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
He didn't pass his physical. So right now, it's not Jimmy until he proves he can actually pass what he has to pass.
It is Jimmy until they say otherwise.
I see it as it's nobody until Jimmy passes his physical.
Regardless, hypothetically, it is Jimmy Garoppolo. You don't think they're going to be in the basement?
Right here, Devontae is better than anyone on the Broncos.
Fair, but he's the one guy that can only be good if he has somebody to give him the football.
I mean, Jimmy can. If Jimmy plays, they're above the Broncos. If Jimmy doesn't play, then it depends on who they bring in. If they bring in Josh Johnson, yeah, they're going to finish in 4th, but like, I don't know.
See, I agree. I think McDaniels is that bad. I think Sean Payton will outcoach McDaniels and have more wins than him.
Dave said I could get Devontae the football. Like, he is very special. They're going to be fighting for 4th place, but I think as long as it's either Jimmy G or someone the equivalent of Jimmy G, they will finish better than the Broncos. Everyone has gotten too far on the hype train of the Broncos already. When they didn't give us 10 minutes of exciting football last year, like anything worth watching last year.
Well, I mean, choice of coach was probably the biggest mistake that they could have made for head coach last year.
Oh, wait. If the Raiders sign Carson Wentz, then the Broncos will finish ahead of the Raiders. Carson Wentz will kill that team even more than it's already done to itself. That's what he does. He sucks souls out of the life of a team.
It's hilarious that we've been calling him cancer since he got to Indy, and for
I've been calling him that before he got to Indy. I've been calling him a bum since he got injured, and then Nick Foles won the Super Bowl because I knew in my soul Carson couldn't have finished the deed. He wouldn't have won. They wouldn't have had a ring if Foles hadn't stepped in.
I just think that the Broncos will not make as many mistakes. They may not be a lot better team, but they won't be as a bad a team as they were last year, guaranteed.
I will be right back, but this is what I'm leaving. MVP wins? No. What's up, Holly? The defense was spectacular.
How's Miss Holly doing? Thank you for stopping by.
I'll be back.
Yep. I think the battles for 3rd and 4th place are way more interesting than who's going to win divisions. I mean, honestly, like Denver and the Raiders, that's a battle for 3rd or 4th. Let's see who's in the South. Oh my gosh, the AFC South and the NFC South. Any one of those teams could be in 4th. How many siblings does Alex have? She has technically 2, 3. It's difficult. Depends on how you dictate what a sibling is. 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116 She has, listen, I'll put it to you how it works. She has a half sister. She has a half brother. She doesn't have any full blooded, if you want to call it that. I know that that's not the way to put it. She doesn't have, one sibling with the same mom and dad. And then my wife has an older son, but we consider all those our kids. So I consider that Alex's sister, my son, and Anthony. I consider those 4. So I would say she has 3 siblings. I think yes, the South. I don't think Houston's going to be as bad as everybody thinks. I could see Indianapolis or Tennessee in the cellar, honestly, and and Jacksonville could slip as well. They may not get. They may go backwards. I mean, NFC South could be any one of those 4. I don't think Derek Carr is the second coming. I don't think he's going to lead them to a division win.
How many siblings do I have?
I call it 3.
Technically
2.
Technically 3. Well, 2, but an extra one. But I also have 2 older sisters that I grew up with. So technically by blood, 2.
Yes. The second coming of David Carr. I think I made this point earlier in the offseason that Derek Carr gets $38 million or whatever he gets at the Raiders, and Andy Dalton was getting $2 million, and Andy Dalton's stats last year were more than comparable. So who's a better quarterback? Just because Derek Carr makes money?
A lot of technicality. Yes. I only talked to 3 of them. So 3. How many husbands do you have? Like 52. The world will never know. Actually, I'll say this one time because today is June 9th. I'll have 69. 69 husbands because I got to write 69 all day today. I meant to get water while I got up, but I forgot.
You could have done that.
Bryce Young is 4'2". Nice. I'm 4'3". Put me in, coach. 4'2". He's so tiny, man. I think he's actually like half an inch shorter than Kyler.
Probably so.
6'9". 69 is the right amount. Yes, precisely.
So I want to go ahead and say it again because I think this is the most comparable quarterback to Bryce Young that was in the NFL was probably RG3 in body size, and we saw how long he lasted. I think Bryce Young has probably got superior talent. I think he's going to die.
He looks like he weighs 145 pounds, probably. I mean, if you can protect Bryce Young and, keep his injuries minimal to none, then he can last for a good while. But
get him outside the pocket and let linebackers hunt him, and he's in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, that team's not perfect yet, right? They're on the uptick. I'm not saying they're going uphill like as fast as Detroit, but they're on the uptick. This is the comment. I still just don't trust that there's enough to keep him safe. Like, I got about as much faith in their team to keep him safe as Burrow's rookie year.
I mean, which one do you think's more talented, RG3 or Bryce Young?
Well, I've only seen one. Oh, I was going to say I've only seen one of them in the NFL, so I don't know. What's up, JB?
JB, bro, what's up? Not today, But I do got some stuff, and we will be discussing IU basketball soon since practice started. See, okay, I was wondering where you was going, but I do too. I think RG3 was way more talented coming out of college. He just didn't have the physicality to survive in the NFL.
RG3 got bleeped. Appreciate the censorship. You're in Cali? Are
Right
you
on.
vacationing? Are you working? Or are you just traveling to travel? Or I mean, I guess Cali's probably not as far from home as I would imagine it is, depending on where you're at in Cali. But Cali's a lot closer to Canada than I am.
Cali's a
I
lot.
think. I don't know.
I
We're
mean,
like
it's just,
6.5 hours from Canada driving because it takes like 6 hours to get to Detroit, and Detroit's like right there.
I really don't see any quarterbacks in this draft having long, successful careers. I could get on board with that.
That's what I said.
If
I
Anthony,
said Anthony Richardson is the only one that I truly had faith in.
I mean, and he really shouldn't have went fourth, based on what he's done so far. So,
I mean, in terms of talent, like, to be honest, he should have been the first quarterback gone, in my opinion. But in terms of experience, guys like Stroud and Bryce Young have him beat, and that's just as important.
I think CJ Stroud's going to be successful.
About to spend some time backpacking in Sierras. While here, should I see if I talk Luck into returning to Indy? If Richardson pans out, they won't need him to. But if you could convince him to make an NFL comeback, there's teams that could use him. Like Tampa Bay. Josh Allen's made a lot of guys rich. Yeah.
What's funny is that,
That's how I feel.
Anthony Richardson, if he develops and has the right guys pushing him forward, and he gets and he survives, and he's not broken mentally after 1 year, he's got the potential to be better than a combination of Lamar and Josh Allen. He does have that potential. I think the only other one that has that opportunity is Stroud. I still believe in him. He's got the physicality and the talent. You say question of decision making. I think he's in a good spot. Pizzle.
What's good, Pizzle? Sorry, I am looking at Leo's computer setup.
Nice.
It looks pretty clean, honestly. He posted it in the Discord. It's not green anymore because it was green the other day.
I tell you what, I watch a lot of Ohio State football too, just because I'm in the middle of the Big Ten. And the one thing I've noticed about Ohio State football, and the one thing that I will take away from CJ Stroud, is that wide receiver talent there is aplenty. And the best one hasn't even come out of college yet. So Marvin Harrison Jr. is probably by far the best one. Jackson Smith and Jigba was better than the two previous as far as statistics in college. And them two guys are looking like world beaters. So he's always had excellent talent at wide receiver. That's probably the one thing he won't have this year.
It can be any color I'm in the mood for. I like the color it is now. Is that like a white or like a light blue or something? He's a juicier project than Josh Allen. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
what do you think about the Broncos this year with Sean Payton and a healthy Russ? I think they have a lot to prove.
But
Both of them. I think both of them have a chip on their shoulder. Peyton and Russell.
I think they will be better. I just don't know how much. It's hard to say during training before training camp actually kicks in, but I think they will be a better team.
I mean, I think they'll be better than like the 4 wins they had, 5 wins they had last year,
How
but
could they be worse? I mean,
they
honestly,
had like the number 1 defense, or at least a top 3 defense in the whole league. Their offense was just atrocious. Like, that's all they had to fix. They couldn't make any midseason adjustments to fix that. And yeah, they did lose a running back early, but they were already bad when he was still healthy, like their offense. And yeah, Russ was coming on a new team. Like, their offense was just atrocious. Towards the end of the year, yeah, and it had a lot to do with Hackett, but like towards the end of the year, things started clicking. You know, we got a little bit when they were playing Jacksonville over in the UK. The 2 Chiefs games were really good games if you're not a Chiefs fan. Like we won, but like it didn't feel good because we were the only team to let the Broncos put 30 points on this year. Their points per game average was under 2 touchdowns. Like, I think the Colts were the only ones that were that low with them. But their defense was incredible.
It's hilarious that an organization will hire a coach because they think that it's going to get them a certain quarterback. Because hiring Hackett as the head coach was probably the biggest mistake they could have ever made.
Big L, dude. Like, I don't even think he was meant to be a head coach, honestly. I don't know. Nothing sat right when they hired him. Like, everything fell off. Everything that happened after that got discredited by hiring him. Because I think Russell came after they hired him.
Yeah. They hired
everything got discredited, thrown out the window the second they did that. And nobody, Broncos fans were excited because they had something to cheer for. But, like, there was nothing in my brain that made me, I'm not biased because I don't hate the Broncos, right? Like, I'm biased against the Raiders because I hate them. Thank you. Like, I hate them. They're the only ones I'll talk bad about for no reason. The Chargers I respect. They haven't been like a championship team or anything, but like for whatever reason out of the 3 other teams, they have my respect. In Denver, I've never respected in 1 ounce. I don't hate them. I just don't respect them. And so, like, I'm not biased about them. I'm just open. Like, I could care less what they do, but I just felt like it was all discredited. Like, good job, you got, a 30-plus-year-old quarterback that has accomplished things in his life. Like, that's what you wanted. You wanted an older guy who had accomplishments on his belt, right? Just like Aaron Rodgers. But why does it matter if you can't have anybody to lead them? Because it's new for him, so he needs good leadership.
It's a great point. Patricia, good defensive coordinator, horrible head coach. McDaniels, great OC, bad head coach. It goes on and on. And then look at Jacksonville. Nobody wanted Doug Peterson, and he was probably the best head coach available out there. But these teams want the hot shot coordinator that got to the Super Bowl, that kind of thing. That's what teams kind of go for. They want something fast and new. Doug Peterson was the biggest improvement to Jacksonville's team. I think that he's the one
since ever. Like, yeah. It's one of the greatest signings. I'm gonna say it like that he's a player. One of the greatest signings in their history was getting Doug Peterson.
Yeah.
My second birthday present to you is an Al Davis doll. Just win, baby. Bro.
But we do gotta, a head coach creates a culture and environment, and then the whole Nathaniel Hackett thing out there in Denver was horrible because
I just think between Nathaniel Hackett and Josh McDaniels, like, they could be in the running for like some of the dumbest people on the planet. Like, I just feel like when I look at Josh McDaniels, I look at his face, and all I see is like the brain of a 4-year-old. There's nothing in there. He wants
It's
to go
like
play with his Legos. He doesn't want to coach a football team.
it's like Henry Fonda or not Henry Fonda, Henry Winkler and the Waterboy looking at the other coach across the way.
The babies.
Yeah,
Yes. He's just got a man baby face. You know who else who got a man baby face? Zach Taylor, dude. It's the chin. He's got a man baby face. He's earned my respect the last couple years, but that doesn't mean I don't want to sock him right in the mouth.
I still think his success is due to those two coordinators. I think
I do
they
too. They got very fortunate this year.
I think this is a win or bust year. I think if they don't win a Super Bowl this year, somebody's going to snatch up some coordinators.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to get rid of Taylor.
No,
because they always think it's him. Everything that they've accomplished is because of him. And I think he's the only one that I could take away from the equation and still get the same result.
I agree with that. I don't hate him, but I'm just still not sold on him being a long-term head coach.
Hey, John, have a good night. I appreciate hanging with you.
Definitely.
Sorry we crowded your baseball season with football, but I appreciate your time.
I still love baseball.
I like baseball. I am not ready to use the LOVE word with baseball yet. We're not there yet. I'm ready for football now. I want it now. Hey, I update like yesterday though for the Colts fans in here because there's at least 2 that I know that have been here or 3 today. I don't know if they're still here, but the Colts finally got a primetime game in preseason, but they gave them one. I understand, John. Have a good one.
Aye.
But yeah, I'm ready for some football. I don't like Brandon Staley's face, but Zach Taylor's face is much more punchable to me.
I'm more. I think Brandon Staley's dangerous as a head coach. I think his decision making
is erratic.
Yeah, and I think it borderlines unsafe. I think he's going to get somebody seriously hurt.
But I respect his aggressiveness to an extent, right? Not the leaving Justin Herbert in that Jacksonville game. That just really rubbed me the wrong way. But, like, some of the decisions he made at crucial parts in games over this past season, he earned my respect with. I'm like, okay, I didn't think he had the balls to do that, right? Like, good on you. So I think he's growing, like, into a better head coach for this team, right? Like, I think he's taking the appropriate steps. Like, I think this year is going to be the most telling year for Brandon Staley as the Chargers head coach. Because they cleaned house too, right? They're getting new coordinators. They've pretty much fired everyone but him. So he's starting over. And now we get to see how he handles it. Hey, Trevor, have a good night. Appreciate you. It was nice talking with you again.
Don't remind me of that game, Clinton. Colts had a primetime game last year, beat Denver on Thursday night. That was probably
what was that, 9-12?
That was the worst game.
We were rooting for the 12-12 tie. We were rooting so hard. That was one of the worst games I ever sat through, man. I'm glad I had you guys to sit through that with me. Oh, God, it hurt, though. That hurt.
Pain.
Anytime I see Josh McDaniels, I think of Jim Irsay in his bathroom. Oh, my God. Dude, I think about that probably, like, at least once or twice, like, every 2 weeks. That is so funny. I mean, good for him for getting out when he did, because Josh, like, it probably wouldn't have worked out for a good reason. But yeah, I think about that too. Perna did go to that game. I remember. I was eating a dangerous sandwich. Stop it. I remember the stream being better than the game. That was awful. Okay, now good night. We had fun rooting for that tie, as awful as that game was. Because someone in the chat, when I asked everyone to predict the score, said 12-12. And then we got to overtime at 9-9, and we realized 12-12 could happen. And we were so excited. Jim Irsay has a bottle of Jack Daniels in his bathroom. Probably. He's probably got more than that, too. Careful, it's spicy. I am not going to any football games this year, I decided, unless it is a playoff game. Because the Bengals and Chiefs game is on New Year's Eve, and I work at a casino, and that's like literally the one day of year you cannot take off no matter what. Like, it doesn't matter what happens. Like, I would have to like physically decease before they'd let me have it off. That's just the rules when you work casino side of this kind of business. And I was like, of course, the one game they knew I was going to attend, they'd put on this day. So that's unfortunate. But there might be playoff games I'll look into. Arrowhead for playoff game was an incredible environment a couple years ago when I went. So unless you find a Bengals game you want us to go to, I am not traveling this year.
I'm just gonna see what pops
That
up.
Monday night game against the Jags in Cincinnati, they'll be wearing their white uniforms, so that will be a pretty good game.
I think I'm going to reserve the right to. I'm only going to go to whatever games I can rummage some free tickets from vendors for.
Yeah, well, what's wrong with the shower drink? Absolutely nothing. Nothing. But yeah, I don't really have that kind of luck. I don't even know any vendors.
No, I mean, I've put in for 3 of my vendors. I've put in for tickets this year. I've actually formally put in for. They all have boxes and stuff up there. If I get free
I'd love a box seat in a football game. I would actually love that. After those baseball tickets you got, those weren't boxes, but that was better than a box. Unless it was like raining or something, that would be sweet. So, yeah, see, I feel like it would be fun to go to a whiteout game. Oh, maybe, I don't know. I just heard that the Bengals are wearing white for that. That could be false. I see a lot of fake news on my Twitter feed, as much of it as it's the real news. 49ers Cowboys game in October, that's probably a good time of year to go to a game in San Francisco. October. I love the Bengals all white. Like, their helmet, I love the classic helmet. Like, I am a sucker for that specific orange and black helmet. But the all white looks good together. Like, but I will say it's not my favorite helmet. It looks good all together, but if you're just ranking helmets, it's not on a top 5 list for me.
In Santa Clara. Yeah, Dave. Alex didn't get a chance to go to the other games with us for the Reds games. That's when we sit behind home plate and we eat gourmet food for 7 innings and drink all the beer that we want. Those tickets are amazing. I only get those every so often too. Yeah,
but you know people.
That's what I mean. That's why I put in for tickets through vendors that we pay a lot of money to, so I should get something. So I'm going to go to whatever I get.
I still will die on this hill that the Miami and Tampa Bay orange jerseys are the best. Those two, it doesn't matter. You can pick one from either team. They're close. Tomorrow I'm in a private box with all of you can drink. Wait, what?
Baseball game.
I know he's going to a baseball game, but he said in a private box with all of you
Yeah.
All you can drink. I just put a word there that wasn't there, and I confused myself. I understand now. But yes, the orange Miami and the orange Tampa Bay jerseys. Well, and then the classic Patriots jerseys. I don't know. Like those are up there for me. Like the Chiefs jerseys have not really changed over the years. They've been the same. I wish they would bring in like the black one or the yellow one. I would prefer the black, but yeah, I think the worst jersey in football right now, like the NFL, are the Cardinals' new jerseys that they just got. They look like they're high school football jerseys. Um, so I can tell you which ones I like the least. Bengals orange helmet is the original good looking helmet. They were also dull before then.
Yeah, it was browny. It was like a brown color before it was really orange, and it was so horrible.
And then the Browns, they're pretty dull. I like their brown, the all brown with the orange numbers. What's it called? The color rush jerseys. Yeah, the brown on brown. I love those. That's about the only thing I like from Cleveland. And if you I've bought one for someone as a present because they were a Browns fan and like physically held it. They actually look good like by themselves too. All right, it is 12:01, which means we're officially into the new day. Dude, I like them. I like them too.
Not unpopular at all.
That I'm with you. The highlighter jerseys are cool. And this is correct also. Oh, look at this next comment. They just contradicted each other. The timing of these two were perfect.
Nice.
Nice. But it is a new day, which means I am very close to having to go back to work. But, so that means I'm going to get off here. Yes, that's the one we're talking about. Leo says it's the worst, but I feel like it made it the best for him. Except for the Rams are his rival team, one of, and so he hates them. But other than that, he low-key loves it, and I know it's true. No bias. But you have anything else?
Man, this was fun. I'm glad we did this tonight.
This was fun. This was a kind of last minute decision. It wasn't last minute. I decided like sometime between last night and this morning, but it was a good decision. No, he probably doesn't hate the Rams as more than you do because you have a lot of hate. Just built. You're built from hate. But if there was like the next person down, it would probably be him because he's the Niners fan in the chat. But I bet he hates the Seahawks more than he hates the Niners. Or not Niners, the Rams, sorry. Because isn't like the Seahawks and the Rams or Niners like a fairly big rivalry? I'm not that much into the NFC stuff, even in the history books. Like I just like the AFC.
Gotta be.
It's a tie. Hope to see you guys soon. Hopefully we'll be back very soon. Like I said, all the projects I'm working on in this house is nearing finish. I've got a bit to do, but it's not going to take months. But it is nice to hang out with all of you that I haven't got to talk to in a while, because some of you guys I try to keep up with when I can, and at least in the Discord, but the ones that I don't get to that were here, I'm very grateful to have gotten to chat with you and that you spent your time with us tonight. Sunday, we will be going seeing Tom. I know I'll post somewhere about it, at least how it went and things like that. I'll keep you guys up to date because it's going to be pretty fun. As for what's next, link your game channel. Okay, it's in the description, but I will do that real quick before I get off here because I will forget. immediately after saying it. Copy. And I don't know what channel I'm on. Oh, I'm on that channel on here. But there's the link to it if you want to check it out. But you'll probably see me on there relatively soon. Chiefs logo needed behind you. I'll just hold this. Whoa. Just hold this behind me. Let's see yours, Dad. Let's see your hat, Dad.
I don't have one that says that.
Yeah, because you forgot to buy one after they won the Super Bowl.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, I'll definitely be on the gaming channel sometime this week. To do my first. This is fuzzy, but I'm not even gonna bother fixing it. To do my first official YouTube stream, where I buy a Chiefs hat because the Chiefs won a ring.
Several.
Couple. I'm not putting a green screen up. I do not like to mess with it. I can actually, how do I do that? Right here. I can put the same pictures that he has behind him, behind me, without a green screen. It's just not as reliable. Oh, I like this orange one. My camera's still fuzzy because I didn't fix it. And I can also put a blur behind me, but that's pointless. Here's somebody's house. I'll work on getting a Chiefs logo behind you. Heck yeah. Yeah, I'll put something on the wall, but I'm not going to get a green screen. I need
Thank
a
you, Miss
shining
Holly.
moment. Hey, Holly, appreciate you. Thank you for officially joining the Blood Fam, even though you are already in the Blood Fam.
For sure.
As long as everybody else, like I said, I will be in my gaming channel very soon. As it's in the blood, we will try to figure out after Sunday. We'll sit down and figure out some stuff and get some stuff ready. We do have a video planned. We just need to record. We just haven't had time to be together at the same time, at the same place, on the same schedule. Hopefully Sunday night. Hopefully Sunday night. Yeah. I'm not sure which thing she's saying. Hopefully Sunday night too, but yes. But I'm going to hop off here because I need to eat my dinner and go to bed because work is coming really quickly as I speak. But tonight was incredible. 3 hours, and most of you were here almost the entire time. And even if you weren't, it was nice that everyone came and said hello. It really made today so much better. Like getting to reconnect with everybody after being away for so long because we're really bad at things. But we're going to get better this year. This year is going to be the year we get it right and we don't just do what we do. So, what do you got?
It's just great seeing everybody. Much love to the Blood Fam, everybody that showed up today. Leo, I will get you your Whalmer, I promise. I think I'll just go ahead and I'll make you a nice one just because you're special. I can't wait for the season. Can't wait for what's next. Can't wait to see you guys next time.
Yeah. Okay. I'm getting off here. We love you guys. You guys are awesome.
Thanks, Clinton.
Thank you, Clinton. Appreciate you. Holly, Leo, Shabli, Sportscat, if you're still in here, Dave, Cody.
Isn't it past Sports Cat's bedtime?
I don't think he's still here, but I think you're right. It's past his bedtime. But we appreciate you guys. We're going to go now. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, so you can think about what that is and figure it out on your own. Love you. Bye.